DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Sorsby will take the snap out of the shotgun, pump fake, looking deep, and now he's going to get sacked. The Wildcats going to wrap him up back at the 20-yard line.
That's a great job. The pocket just closed on Sorsby, and I'm still not sure that he's not 100% healthy.
What was it? PTGD?
4th down and 14. Minute 15 to go. Arizona leading by 6. Sorsby has to convert. Pressure put on. Sorsby back, pump fake. Trying to go deep down the near sideline, and it's incomplete. And the Wildcats are going to take over, and Arizona is going to leave Cincinnati with a win. That is it. It is over in the Queen City. The Wildcats are kings of the Queen City as they beat the Bearcats of Cincinnati 30-24 today. The Wildcats' 7th win of the season. Home to Baylor next week at Arizona Stadium. Oh, this feels good.
It feels good. This is awesome. What a game.
Yeah, just the start of bad days for one Brendan Sorsby, who continues to be at the forefront of the college football conversation. The quarterback now at Texas Tech. It's interesting, Argab. There weren't very many. He did go through spring ball. There weren't very many pictures of him in spring ball, but our guy Nathan Geese, who we had on the show yesterday, he provided most of those. He had most of the pictures of young Brendan. I don't know if he's young anymore; he's a senior, but Brendan in his Texas Tech colors this past spring practice. So we'll see. It's our question of the day from yesterday. We'll give you the results on that. So today, the news of today was a lengthy statement from Texas Tech athletics director Kirby Hocutt. I mean, lengthy. Like this is like a Dear John letter that Kirby Hocutt put out today on this entire situation. And I would imagine he felt like he needed to because, again, his athletic department is taking shots from all over the country. All over the country. His conference, he had to go into a meeting with his athletic directors, with his fellow athletic directors yesterday from the Big 12, where what has leaked out about that meeting, he was on one side of the room and the other 15 athletic directors, including Arizona's Desiree Reed-Francois, were on the other side of the room. Can you imagine? I'm just trying to visualize. It was a phone call. They weren't actually all in the same room. But I'm trying to visualize what this would have looked like with Brett Yormark standing in the middle, trying to be the mediator between the 15 on the one side and the one on the other side. That visual just has me laughing whenever I think about it. I'm not going to read this whole thing to you. We will, and in fact, I don't think we've retweeted this yet, but I'll retweet this on our Twitter account, Wildcats 1290, and you can go over there and read it all. But I just wanted to read you the meat of this, of what he said. Basically, he said Texas Tech is not party to Brendan Sorsby's lawsuit. We did not file it. We did not fund it. A young man in treatment for a clinically diagnosed addiction exercised his legal right to seek a remedy in court, and a judge agreed with him. Our role has been to support his recovery, not to engineer his eligibility. I've heard the word integrity used a great deal in the last 48 hours. As someone who has dedicated his career to college sports, I too believe integrity is central to our industry's success. I also think integrity applies on more than one front. The integrity of sport matters. So does the integrity of how we treat a 22-year-old who sought help, entered residential treatment, and is working every day toward his recovery. Those two things don't have to be in conflict. That is the meat of what Kirby Hocutt said today in his press release or in his long Dear John letter statement. And look, he's got a point because again, this is we could take out the gambling and we could insert drug addiction. We could take out drug addiction and we could insert alcoholism. You can insert whatever you want into that conversation. The point that he's making, though, is, hey, we're trying to support this young man who is on our football team now, who's got a problem, and we want to make sure that he gets through that problem. The problem with the integrity part of that is that drug addiction, alcoholism, whatever else you want to put in there does not affect the outcome of college football games the way that gambling does. And that's why I think a lot of people, Kirby is taking numerous shots, as you would imagine that he might, over this statement that he made today. I just, look, it doesn't sit well with me. I understand what he's trying to say there. I understand this program trying to support this young man, but at the heart, there's ways you can support him. You can still support him. He doesn't have to be on your team. He doesn't have to be playing for your team in order for you to support him. I mean, we can point to the numerous amount of times that players have gotten hurt and programs have kept them on scholarship. That's a way to support a young man who's no longer in your program. It's not like we're going to walk away and you're not going to get your scholarship money. We're going to keep you on scholarship. Make sure you get through school. Make sure you came here and finished what you came here to do, even though you're no longer a part of our program. There's numerous ways you could be supporting Brendan Sorsby without him being on the football field. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. JW Madden and David Amata are here. David, I'll start with you. Your thoughts on what Kirby Hocutt had to say today.
First and foremost, seeing the post that was shared between us and eventually I got a chance to check it out online. The first thing I thought was, man, I'm not reading all that. I'm really happy for you, or I'm really sorry. I'm not reading all that.
And you needed about 10 minutes.
You needed to zoom into it in order to read it because the print was so fine.
Because there were so many words
on the image. But look, you can go ahead and try to shape that word out for blank addiction and try to make it comparable. Here's the thing. You cannot compare gambling addiction to drug addiction. You can't compare alcohol dependency, alcohol addiction to gambling addiction for the sheer fact of there is not a whole lot of situations in which you're doing something to change the way the game is going to be played with you gambling on the game that you're currently involved in or somewhat involved in. So let's think back to like maybe the darker days of the NBA where cocaine use was very rampant. There were a lot of players that said using cocaine helped them shoot the ball. There were a lot of players that said that they would play better when they were high. Yeah. And that's not an endorsement of it. Don't get me wrong. I'm saying that you can still go ahead and play to the highest of your potential when they were on drugs, but they didn't sit out. They didn't miss shots on purpose like what would happen if someone was, say, gambling on the game that they were playing. Sorsby is choosing to do this of his own free will, and he did it repeatedly over numerous games, over numerous weeks of his career at Indiana. And then Cincinnati knew about it and apparently didn't do anything to report it before that.
They did not.
So
no, they did. Cincinnati did not know.
Since I didn't know.
No, we just found out in April. In fact, it was 9 days after Texas Tech's spring game that you mentioned earlier, DK, that this story broke. New York Times wrote an article, and that was late April of this year.
Okay.
And there's a lot of people that don't believe that. There's a lot of people that believe that
people don't believe it. But I was initially under the impression that Cincinnati, from
there's
other reports saying that
Cincinnati knew and didn't say anything.
But if they did not know, then they did not know. If they're saying they didn't know, then we'll say that they didn't know, and that's the story they're sticking
officially
with.
They didn't know.
But the fact of the matter is that, listen, this is an active choice to do it and do it repeatedly and consistently be involved in it even after it's been described, hey, no, you can't do this. It's against the rule. So I don't want to hear that it's comparable to any of those other kinds of addictions, because it's not. It's not a physical detriment to him to gamble. It is just a mental detriment in that, again, it's the whole dopamine hit, yada, yada, yada. We've all heard about gambling debts or gambling betting, addiction and things of that nature. I don't compare that whatsoever because it's something that you can choose to stop. You just choose not to because you think it's fun. I don't see it as the same kind of comparable addiction. I just don't. I think that whole statement is foolhardy. Yeah. And it's trying to buy some kind of pity talk that really isn't warranted in this particular situation. So, hey, I saw the post. I read as much as I wanted to, and I'll let them go ahead and continue to go ahead and try to sort it out as best as they want to. That's about all I have towards this whole situation now at this point.
I'll read you a little bit more about what he had to say here. Brent, the AD, Kirby Hocutt. He said, "Let me be direct about Texas Tech's position. What Texas Tech's position actually is. We're glad Brendan is still a part of our community because that is where we can extend him the best possible support in his ongoing recovery. Clinical care, device monitoring, financial oversight, outpatient therapy. That infrastructure exists because we take our responsibility to this young man seriously. We spent Monday after the judge's ruling getting those systems stood up for him, not thinking about X's and O's, pulling him out of a structured environment away from his team and his support system does not protect anyone. It might be a cleaner headline, but it wouldn't be the right one, and it wouldn't be true to the institutional values that guide us every day." JW, your thoughts?
It's just pure whataboutism. And the idea that we haven't even mentioned, if this is the fourth string punter who's not going to help Texas Tech win games next year, what would we even be talking about? He would not be on campus. He wouldn't be a student again. So the basic principle of what the AD said today was we need him to win games next year, and we're going to do that. The other thing that came out today, DK, about 45 minutes ago, was a statement by their head coach, Joey McGuire, who did even a worse whataboutism because he says, quote, "For some reason as a society, we've been okay with other things that happen and allowing players to play, and this has been the one thing that has united people that they were against." So society is wrong for being against players gambling on their own team while they're playing in games is what he's saying. He goes on to say it's crazy because it's not murder. It's not beating somebody. So there's a lot of things that we're working through. None of this is okay. So comparing Sorsby being allowed to play by Texas Tech after people proving that he gambled on his own teams, thousands and thousands of dollars, $40,000 I think was the number that I saw total, is the issue at hand. Integrity is what the AD used. Everybody's throwing out the word integrity. Well, guess what? If a player is known to bet on games he's playing in college athletics, in this landscape of college students as a whole being very addicted to gambling over the last 10 years, Dragon Ball, has gone through the roof because the state borders that used to restrict it, you had to go to Las Vegas. You had to go to a boat in Mississippi if you want to do that. Nope, not anymore. Just pull your phone out. So it's really easy to do. And in that landscape right now, the idea that people with walking around money can and potentially will bet on games that they're involved in, that undermines the entire concept of college athletics. So I wish they would just come out and say, we understand, we're helping the young man, we're going to monitor and make sure he never, ever gambles again, and we need him to win games. That's what I would like to hear.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Where are you standing this week on this whole debacle that has engulfed not only college football, but college athletics as a whole? Want to hear from you on that. All right, today coming up, we're going to talk some golf. Jim Anderson is the head golf coach, men's golf coach over at the University of Arizona. We'll check in with Jim, get a recap on what happened last week at the national championships out at the the Omni La Costa Resort in Carlsbad, California, where the Wildcats were able to get into the national semifinals. We'll get Jim's thoughts on what was a tremendous year and another great performance, second Final Four performance by a men's team at the University of Arizona this year that it's helped vault them to the 31st position in the Directors' Cup. Also, the other team that got to a Final Four has been retooling, your Arizona men's basketball team, and they've got another big man from Lithuania who's going to be on the roster. Ugnis Yarshevich is his name. Say that 5 times fast, or even 10. We'll get up some background. We'll break down what this young man's going to bring to the table. Wilson Moore covers the Nebraska Cornhuskers for the Omaha World Herald, and he is going to join us. He only played 1 game for Nebraska, but they did get a chance to see him in practice and have a lot of background on him. So we'll get Wilson's thoughts on what exactly the Wildcats are getting in this 6'10" senior who has 1 lone year at eligibility. This will be the 4th school that he has played at.
Has applied for a medical redshirt for last year. Yeah.
So maybe he'll have 2 years to play.
Yeah, to my knowledge, they haven't come down with a decision on that, but he only played the 1 game because of back issues, so he's trying to get an extra year,
Well, I'm sure that should happen. 1 game is, I think, below the level that you would think that the NCAA would say, yeah, you can play it.
I don't think we need to worry about there being an injunction for that.
No, I don't think we got to go to court on that one. You never know. You never know with the NCAA. All right, cricket. We got the Diamondbacks early first pitch there in Miami, game 2 of that series. We'll get your Diamondbacks download here coming up. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5. She's got your traffic and your weather.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center to Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Collision in Oro Valley at Tangerine and Rancho Vistoso, and Tangerine. Campbell near Prince Road with the roadwork. Backups northbound Campbell approaching Prince. You could save time using Tucson Boulevard or Mountain Avenue instead. 76, the overnight low, 103 tomorrow. Also 20% chance of rain on Sunday, 104 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by Brake Masters.
We're all racing to the red light, but this isn't NASCAR. Use caution. And if your vehicle needs a pit stop, just head on over to any Brake Masters stop sign. Download coupons and schedule an appointment from your smartphone.
Brake Masters. We give you an honest break.
The jungle has moved afternoon, so grab your best Tucson tuxedo and join us on the Jim Rome Show weekdays from noon till 3 p.m. right here on the flagship home of your Arizona Wildcats, Wildcats Radio 1290.
Brad Evans here to help you beat the moves with Westwood One Sports. Inside a deafening MSG, Dylan Harper is sure to land haymakers. San Antonio's rotational spark has punched back off the pine, averaging 13.3 points and 5.7 rebounds per game this postseason. Yes, the Knicks are #1 defensive rating, but Harper again racks the stats. Give me Harper 20-plus points plus rebounds at -115. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
Now that Wendy's has these new biggie deals, everyone in the family can get what they're craving, from nugs to JBCs. The parental units can get an $8 biggie bundle, the eldest who think they're so grown can get a $6 biggie bag, and the little one who can do no wrong can get a $4 biggie bites. You know, assuming they have a credit card. No, I'm kidding. We take cash too. 4, 6, and $8 biggie deals for the whole family. Only at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
Drivers who switch their home and auto with Progressive could save money and time. Other things try to do this, but they really don't. Like the touchscreen at fast food places. It's not like you save time because it takes you longer to use a touchscreen than, I don't know, someone who works there. And another thing, you'd think it would save money because they're not paying a cashier, right? But no, same price. Also, why is there an option to tip? Who am I tipping? Exactly. Anyway, even if you can't save money and time with some things, you could with the Progressive Home and Auto Bundle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states or situations.
It's hard to ask for help when no one will even look you in the eyes. My name is Augustine. Last summer, I was homeless and the heat was deadly. I was dehydrated and completely worn out. Everywhere I went, I felt out of place and nobody wanted to help me. Until I met someone from the Gospel Rescue Missions, Operation Rescue. They offered me water, a meal, and then took me to a safe place to sleep. But more than that, they looked at me as a person.
If you want to help, or if you know someone who needs help, go to grmtucson.com.
In Tucson, Cool Willie's knows desert dust, dirt, and debris are the #1 AC killers when the heat hits. That's why our signature tune-up is the best way to get your system summer ready. Right now, we're offering a preseason AC reset, a deep internal clean where our technicians remove built-up dust, restore airflow, and prep your home before temperatures spike. First-time customers get their preseason AC reset for just $39, normally $129. Appointments fill fast before the first heat wave. Go to coolwillies.com and click Book Now.
If your windows can't keep up with the heat, it's time for an upgrade. At the Window Depot, windows are what we do. Biggest inventory, best prices, guaranteed. Found a lower price? We'll beat it. Shop in stock or custom vinyl windows, built for efficiency and style. From one window to full home replacement, we help you get the right windows for less. Lower your energy bills and stay comfortable year-round. Visit a location near you or order online at thewindowdepot.com.
I feel like I'm getting robbed when I bet the finals on a sportsbook.
Dude, delete that app. You need to be using Polymarket.
Polymarket?
Polymarket is a prediction market, not a sportsbook. You trade against other fans, not the house. That means more money for you and less for greedy sportsbooks.
Even during the finals?
Especially during the finals. You can even trade on whether Trump or Chalamet will attend the games.
No way. What's the catch?
No catch, and it's available in all 50 states. Polymarket is so confident you'll never go back, they're giving you $50 free on your first trade.
I'm deleting my sportsbook app. How do I get started?
Download Polymarket now and use promo code LAP for $50 free for your first trade. Stop letting sportsbooks steal from you. Download Polymarket and use promo code LAP for $50 free on your first trade. Use promo code LAP.
Trading not available in all jurisdictions. Check local regulations before trading. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply.
Good evening, ma'am. We're the Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team, here for the overnight install of your new AC unit.
Great. Come in. We're so excited for a sleepover.
Oh, well, we're actually putting you and your family up in a hotel for the night. We work while you sleep.
Oh.
Okay, who's ready for a movie night? Popcorn or s'mores?
You know, that sounds pretty good.
No, it doesn't.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. Providing overnight installs so you don't miss work or leisure time with your family. GoodfellasAC.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Just who exactly is Otto Lopez?
2-0. That one a line shot. That is up the gut and through for a base hit. Mack around third. Center fielder Waldschmidt comes up firing. And it's cut off. The league's leading hitter delivers again. His third hit of the night.
Diamondbacks download. Baseball talk.
All right, he's apparently, as you heard the man say there, leading the league in hitting. 341 right now. He's also leading the league in hits. He has 89, 27 years old. Otto Lopez, a shortstop second baseman for the Miami Marlins. Had either of the two of you heard of Otto Lopez before just now?
Not at all. Anybody from the Marlins I haven't paid attention to.
I play fantasy baseball, and I'd never heard of Otto Lopez.
I've never heard of anybody in the major leagues named Otto.
No, it's been a long time since I've paid any kind of attention to the Marlins, just because I know that, hey, if they eventually get a playoff run, they're going to go ahead and trade everybody of value to that run, because that's what they do seemingly every time they do
I don't
one.
know. They got a new stadium now. They might actually.
Does it still have that awful statue in center field?
Maybe. I'm not. Yeah, probably.
That statue was terrible.
That was the start of a bad eighth inning for the Diamondbacks last night.
One pitch. Sanoha loops one into shallow center, falling quickly. That is down for a base hit. Two more going to come in to score. Throw goes to third. It's not in time. Javier Sanoha comes up clutch again. Don't expect anything different. It's 9-6 in the bottom of the eighth.
Have you heard of Javier Sanoha?
No.
No.
That's my dog.
That sounds like a good Javier
I do
Sanoha.
have good news, though. The sculpture was removed.
Oh, okay.
Thank goodness.
In
What
2018.
was it again? What was the sculpture of?
It was a modern
Amalgamation.
art sculpture is all I can describe it as. Mechanized, too.
Otto
It
Lopez,
was a robot.
for the record, hit just 246 last year. So he's hitting over 100 points, almost 100 points higher than he did all of last season. Tori Lamello knows who Otto Lopez is.
He's emerging. The Lopez, Edwards, Stowers grouping is a very, very young and talented trio of hitters. So he's, Otto Lopez has arrived. We all know the name, and he can really put up a quality at bat. And it was a big day for him.
There you go. Otto Lopez. Remember that name. He helped the Marlins beat the Diamondbacks last night in the first game of the 6-game road trip. 10-6 was the final. Zach Gallen got the start. Things have not gone very well for Zach Gallen this year. 5 1/3 last night, 4 earned runs on 9 hits. He struck out 3, only walked 1. He did throw 94 pitches. Let's hear from the skip on Gallen's performance.
I think that's one of the intangibles that he offers when he sticks his foot in the ground and says, no, not today, even though I've made a couple mistakes or things haven't gone my way. Those are things that I'm looking for. And he wanted to stay in that game. He fought to stay in that game, and I like that. It's just, I think the pitch count climbed and the 3 early runs stood up when he came out, but I felt like he did enough to maintain his ability to go out and get that extra inning, get that extra out, come back in the dugout, and hopefully get a win. It just didn't happen.
Brandon Garcia gave up 4 runs for the 6 runs in that actually gave up all 4 runs in that 4-run 8th inning. Kevin Ginkel, though, came in and did give up that last hit to Sonoha, so he inherited some runners and let those runners score. Arizona now 8.5 games behind the Dodgers, and they are now tied 34-32 with the San Diego Padres. Dodgers are 43-24. Game number 2 of this series is tonight, and it is going to first pitch here in about 14 or so minutes. 3:40 first pitch time in that game for the D-backs as they try to get back on track. You heard what we played yesterday for you. What Torrey said. He tried to shut down the whole. Whatever you want to call it, about Ketel Marte and sitting out games and all of that. And so we'll see where that goes from here. Ryan Nelson on the mound tonight. He is 2-4 with a 4.60 ERA. Ryan Gusto, that's a name for you. Ryan Gusto will start for the Marlins. He is 0-1, a 10.80 earned run average. All right, I got to get to this. This just came in. Gil Odd has died. You remember Gil Odd, Bodies in Motion? Did you ever watch the ESPN workout shows back in the 1980s and 90s?
I never watched them, but I'm familiar.
No.
Yeah.
So Gil Odd was the foreign fitness instructor. Bodies
really
in Motion. Yeah, Bodies in Motion was his show. Apparently, Gil Odd has died today or yesterday. Died yesterday at the age of 71. Lived in Hawaii. I used to watch those shows all the time. I mean, that was back in the ESPN fitness days. Like those shows they were just fun to watch. They were always somewhere cool on an island somewhere, and it's like just kind of made you for half an hour. You could kind of get away. You felt like you were just going on vacation for like a half an hour to watch folks work out on the beach, whether it was Gil Odd or the fitness pros. And Denise Austin, I think, kind of started that trend. And what was I forget the other young lady that was on the one show. And who's the host of College Game Day for ESPN? He married one of the workout ladies.
I believe it was Jane Fonda who started that trend.
Yeah, she probably did, but she wasn't on ESPN.
No, she was not.
She was not on ESPN.
I mean, when you're talking about workout tapes and things like that, the only guy that I think of immediately is like Billy Blanks and the Tybo workouts, but that's about the only one that I immediately come to mind.
What was I forget her name. Her name was Jennifer, and she married what's the guy that hosts ESPN?
Reese Davis?
Reese, yeah. Reese Davis. She married Reese Davis. So there you go.
I don't know.
We'll get it straight. But yeah, Gil Odd was a legendary fitness guy in the 1980s and 90s.
It says here Jennifer Dempster.
Dempster, yes, Jennifer Dempster. She married Reese, right?
I don't know. I just looked for Jennifer ESPN workout, and Jennifer Dempster is the first thing that
Jennifer
came up.
Dempster was the one. I forget which show she was on. She might have been on Fitness Pros. Was the one she was on.
There was other news that came out today.
Chris Fowler. I'm sorry, Chris Fowler.
Chris Fowler.
Oh yeah,
Chris
Chris Fowler's
great.
great.
Chris Fowler.
What do you got, J-Dub?
Other workout news came out today. Wu-Tang is going to be performing at halftime tonight in Game 4 in
who
MSG.
performed to Game 3?
That was Cardi B.
Cardi B with a B.
Yeah, Cardi
with a
B.
Yeah, B. Cardi B.
Cardi B with the D's.
Don't listen to Chuck. Yeah, Chuck doesn't know what he's talking about. Did you hear what he said as a result? He's like, I got 7 years left on my contract. There's no way I'm doing any of that. I'm just trying to get myself fired. It was what he said when he was asked about that.
That was exactly what they said the last night of Inside the NBA, too. I think that was Shaq that was saying, we're getting fired anyway, Ernie.
Right, exactly. That was last year, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, that was last year.
Yeah, that was off the rails, that last show.
Body Shaping. Body Shaping was the show that Jennifer Dempster was on. Yeah. They had like 3 or 4. They would come on in the morning. So you wake up, get your coffee. Maybe if you worked out to one of those shows back in the day, I want to hear from you. 520-842. I actually think they filmed, because I remember I was going through some old tapes, because I told you a few months ago my wife was making me purge stuff, and so I was going through some old VHS tapes, and I came across one that had one of the workout shows on there, and it was filmed up at Ventana Canyon. At Lowe's Ventana Canyon. I'm like looking at the background. I'm like, man, that background looks familiar. And it was Lowe's Ventana Canyon. So clearly they filmed some of those shows here in Tucson. If you were ever a part of the crew that filmed a ESPN workout show here in Tucson, I'd love to hear from you on those days and what that was all about here. You don't remember that, J-Dub? You're the resident.
I was living on Swan River before they built Ventana Canyon. And so when they built it, we went up there the first 2 months it was open. Canyon Ranch, Ventana Canyon have had a long history of being associated with outdoor fitness.
Has it always been Lowe's?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe that was the name. That was the naming rights from the start. Either way, there's a couple of different spots, including, I would say Canyon Ranch is in that same thing, where they have just this direct connection to outdoor fitness. So not surprised. I do have a vague memory of what you're talking about of them filming out there, but I personally did not witness it, no. Otherwise, I'd call on the show and tell you my story.
There you go. All right, so if you had any connection to that, it's where Gil Odd has passed away today at the age of 71. Rest in peace, Gil Odd. Lots of cool memories there watching Gil Odd do his thing on ESPN on the beach, getting pumped up. Made you want to get off your couch. It made you want to get off your couch and get in shape.
Yeah, and then Dragon Ball 9 are over here like, we wouldn't watch that because it just makes you feel lazy.
Yeah. I would watch Billy Blanks and be like, is this something that you could actually use in a fight?
Well, he was so quick with it, right?
Yeah, he was fast.
Yeah,
I'm
very
like,
fast.
What was his thing?
It was Taibo workouts. Yeah, so he would do like the quick punches and things like that. And I used to watch it thinking, is this how boxers train? It's like, is this what they're supposed to do? And I don't think this is actually how you fight.
Quick bag, right? What's it called?
Basically
quick
just
bag,
like quick bag work. That was all I have in terms of fitness workout tapes and things like that.
Man, that was the golden age because you had the step up thing that happened around that same time. Right. I mean, everybody was trying to, find a way. Bowflex was a thing at the time.
Oh, Bowflex.
That era of infomercial, you had like Billy Blanks, you had Bowflex, you had anything with Billy Mays on it. I mean, OxyClean was probably on every channel at any given time.
What was the other talk show guy? Montel. Didn't Montel do a workout of some sort? Didn't he have Montel Williams? Didn't he have a workout?
I want to say he sponsored Bowflex at one point because I remember he was on it was a workout machine that he was sponsoring at the time. But that was like that was the last time I ever saw Montel on TV was one of those infomercials because it was on well after his show left.
Woo! Memories. All right, we've got game number 4 of the NBA Finals is going to be tipping off in about 2 hours. We'll get into that coming up as well. Another great hockey game last night. We were kind of talking about it at the end of our show last night. As I was leaving here, it was tied 3-3, and then the Carolina Hurricanes were able to close that out on the road 5-3. So that's a 3-game series now heading back to Carolina. They'll go Carolina back to Vegas and then back to Carolina if necessary for a Game 7. That's been a really good series.
That goal last night on its back, that was crazy. That was crazy.
Jordan Stahl looked at all of 37 years old on that goal because that was about as eloquent as I would look on skates.
And the build-up to it, too, was just chaos behind the net, all around, and then finally,
fantastic.
laying out for that goal.
The first game of this series where someone won by more than a goal.
Right. And it was empty netter, too, right? That's how they got the 2-goal margin.
To be fair, we were talking about, I don't remember if it was here that we were talking about trick shots, but if you want to talk about a trick shot, that empty net goal may be one of the best ones that I've seen this year.
Exactly. It was like hockey. I mean, it was like pool. Like it just went off the wall and right into the perfect line.
Hey, if you're a hockey player, you got to know your angles. For sure. Yeah.
Apparently. All right, DK on the Sports Tip, 520-848-1290. Want to hear from you. A couple of things you can call in about. You can call in about Brendan Sorsby. How you feeling about that? If you witnessed any of the ESPN workout shows up at Lowe's back in the early days of Ventana Canyon, you can call in about that. If you remember anything about Gilad, ladies, if you watched Gilad in the 80s and 90s and worked out with him and want to share that story, we'd love to hear that today as well. Cricket. We'll have to ask Cricket if she worked out with Gilad back in the day. She's getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Collisions reported had that earlier crash reported Valencia and Camino de la Tierra that I believe is off on private property. Other side of town, a crash in Oro Valley at Tangerine and Rancho Vistoso Boulevard. And slowdowns for travel on Speedway east of I-10 and busy travel on Miracle Mile at Flowing Wells. 76, the overnight low, 103 tomorrow and 104 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Yep, it's a win-win. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Summer camp at the Fox Tucson Theater. Discover filmmaking and movie magic. Learning about visual effects, storytelling, and creative expression, including a red carpet premiere of your own movie scenes. Lights, camera, action for all tweens and teens. Register today at foxtucson.com.
For adults with Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms, every choice matters. Tremfya offers self-injection or intravenous infusion from the start. Tremfya is administered as injections under the skin or infusions through a vein every 4 weeks, followed by injections under the skin every 4 or 8 weeks. If your doctor decides that you can self-inject Tremfya, proper training is required. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions, increased risk of infections or lower ability to fight them, and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or need a vaccine. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
I feel like I'm getting robbed when I bet the finals on a sportsbook.
Dude, delete that app. You need to be using Polymarket.
Polymarket?
Polymarket is a prediction market, not a sports book. You trade against other fans, not the house. That means more money for you and less for greedy sports books.
Even during the finals?
Especially during the finals. You can even trade on whether Trump or Chalamet will attend the games.
No way. What's the catch?
No catch, and it's available in all 50 states. Polymarket is so confident you'll never go back, they're giving you $50 free on your first trade.
I'm deleting my sportsbook app. How do I get started?
Download Polymarket now and use promo code LAP for $50 free for your first trade. Stop letting sportsbooks steal from you. Download Polymarket and use promo code LAP for $50 free on your first trade. Use promo code LAP.
Trading not available in all jurisdictions. Check local regulations before trading. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply.
You know it. Your neighbors know it. And let's face it, the mailman knows it too. Your yard just isn't what it used to be. But thankfully, Dorado Rock Materials can get you, well, your yard anyway, back to what it once was, and even better. Dorado Rock and Materials has just what your yard needs, from decorative rock to boulders and everything in between, brought right to you. And if you need help spreading it, we can help with that too. Dorado Rock and Materials. The right service, the right product, the right price.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215-215. That's HIM to 215-215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Paid for by Adaptive Health.
Good evening, ma'am. We're the Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team, here for the overnight install of your new AC unit.
Great. Come in. We're so excited for a sleepover.
Oh, well, we're actually putting you and your family up in a hotel for the night. We work while you sleep.
Oh.
Okay, who's ready for a movie night? Popcorn or s'mores?
You know, that sounds pretty good.
No, it doesn't.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. Providing overnight installs so you don't miss work or leisure time with your family. GoodfellasAC.com.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
Presented by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. Old Trapper, what's your beef? The Chicago White Sox beat the Atlanta Braves last night 6-5 in 10 innings. Braden Montgomery became the 5th player since 1900 to hit a game-winning home run in his major league debut. If the season ended today, the White Sox would have the 2nd wildcard spot in the American League. I'm Chris Black.
Power your drive with Mobil 1 Motor Oil. Buy 5 quarts, get $15 back, and score a fast and furious prize after rebate at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Indeed, Game 4 of the NHL Stanley Cup Finals was much like Games 1, 2, and 3. A lot of scoring early.
It has got to be Boston. There's a backhand and they score! Logan Stankoven, just a minute 6 in. 1-0 Carolina. Just nudged it rather than trying to sweep it up with some force. Down low hole, and they score again. Jackson Blake, and it's 2-0. Just after the power play had expired.
Quickly to zip. I mean, the modus has been 3 goals in the first period, but we got more than that in this game as Vegas would quickly get back in it.
Shea Theodore, beautiful pass. Stone fakes the slap shot and scores! A change of Carolina opens up a little bit of ice. Mark Stone again gets a breakaway. I'm telling you, it is wild how this guy gets behind the other team's defense so frequently.
So it would be 3-1 Carolina at the end of the first. Golden Knights would get a pair in the second to make it 3-3. So it's tied going into the third period, 6.5 minutes in. The old man, Jordan Staal, would do it again.
knocked out of the air by Ehlers. Oh, a terrible turnover. Jarvis is stopped by Hart. Oh, my goodness. Now out in front, Stahl. He scores while falling down. 4-3, Carolina.
Stahl is going to forecheck it, be in position. The puck will hit Stahl's right foot, and it goes right to Jarvis. Now it's just he and Hart. Hart stops the puck, but out of this mess, Jarvis turns the puck over and falling on his belly. Jordan Stahl takes the Ehlers pass. Look at that. It looks like a Vegas team picture in the corner, but Jarvis keeps it alive to Ehlers.
And then they'd get the empty net goal later on that kind of ricocheted off the board and straight into the goal. 5-3, the
like
final there.
Indoor soccer.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it absolutely was the indoors. I thought initially when it was initially cleared, I thought, well, this is going to be an icing. It's going to have another chance for Vegas to tie it up. And then I just saw it all of a sudden appear right after that last blue line. I'm like, oh, this has got a shot. This has got a real chance. And then it just goes right in. I'm like, wow. Couldn't get luckier on that one if you try.
And it's very interesting. We talked a little bit about it yesterday. Brandon Bussey got the start in between the pipes for the Carolina Hurricanes. This was a guy that had never played I think he never played a game period leading into this season in the National Hockey League.
His NHL
he's been on the roster a couple of times, but hadn't actually played in a game.
Yeah, NHL debut this season after spending the last 7 years or so in the minors just waiting to get the call up. And this was his first ever playoff start in his career.
Yeah, and he gets the win, kind of reminiscent of what we saw with Adin Hill a few years ago. Last time Vegas was in the finals, kind of coming out of nowhere and in the goal and to get hot and lead that team to a championship. Braden Bussey, after getting his first postseason start, and it was a win.
Brandon, your first playoff start, and it's in the Stanley Cup final. What was your reaction when you found out?
Obviously excited. You know, I think this is what a lot of, kids grow up, they dream about doing something like this. So honored to have the opportunity. It was a great effort by us tonight. Excited to get back to Raleigh.
Your first big save, Mark Stone's coming at you on a breakaway. What's going through your mind in that sequence?
Just stop the puck. Find ways to stop the puck. I think kind of right after that, we got the second goal, I think. So sometimes it's not about how many saves you make, it's when you make them. Yeah.
So you said this is what kids dream of. You're 27 years old and you made your NHL debut this year after years of grinding in the minors. Like, what do you hope people take away from your story?
I don't know. Maybe just never give up. Have fun with it. I'm having a blast. So as long as you're having fun, there's no need to stress about anything.
Okay, and a question about the game winner, your captain, Jordan Stahl. He scores on his stomach. What did that look like from your vantage point?
Hectic like this series has been. So, he's a big-time player. He's, leads us every day, plays the right way, and is rewarded.
All right, and we're going to have you again Thursday night in Raleigh. Do you hope you get the start?
Talk to Rod.
I will. Thank you, Brandon. Congratulations.
Don't ask me if I'm starting the next game. Ask Rod Brendamore that question. Emily Kaplan from ESPN with the interview there in the post game. 5-3, Carolina ties the series 2-2, heading back down to Tobacco Road after the game. Let's hear real quick. Let's hear from Jordan Stahl on his game-winning goal there.
For a second there, I wasn't sure if it exactly went in, and I heard everyone go quiet. I heard some guys yelling, so I was I don't know, man. I was in my own world, and it was incredible moment, obviously, and just let a big yell go, and then celebrate with the guys, and I knew it was obviously a big goal at the time, and I knew that, and right away just focusing on what we have to do to keep going and how we're going to win this game, and that's all I've been focusing on. We just got to win games, and we had 2 more, and just keep running it through my head.
All right, Dragon Ball, 3-game series now. Still Carolina? Who do you got?
3-game series now, and Rod Brendamore, you can make the argument that he was the first coach to blink in changing his goaltending, but considering the fact that neither team's defense has been any showing of stalwart as they were in the regular season, this has been kind of the one move that Rod Brendamore could actually make. We're still having a lot of questions about Carolina's first line. They've gotten a lot of power play goals. Don't get me wrong. The first line has been doing their job when they've had the man advantage, but 3-on-3, 5-on-5 play, they haven't really had that takeover game quite yet. I actually am still feeling like this might be Carolina's to lose now because they've made that move. And for every step of this final, I have been watching the same zone every time Carolina has in the offensive zone, and it is always going to Carter Hart's right-hand side. He cannot get a save on his blocker side to save his life in this final right now. Every single goal outside of Jordan Stahl's falling away shot, which, to be fair, I don't know if I can really even count it because Hart was also diving to try and get back in position for it as well. Every single shot on goal that has resulted in a score has always been seemingly on the right-hand side of Carter Hart. And Tortorella hasn't moved yet. He seems steadfast in that he's going to keep Hart in there in between the pipes, and Carolina's picked up on it. They are going to that spot every time they've had the power play, every time they've had an extended offensive possession. They are going to his right-hand side, and they're going to shoot it high. There is so much defensive position. We talk about it. The goal that was scored by Jordan Stahl, the reason why they mentioned that thing about the team picture in the corner, that's because every defender for Vegas has to be put on that side of the net because those shots are going in. That's why 4 defenders were trying to get Stankoven from getting the puck out. So right now, I say it's Carolina's to lose because Rod Brindamore made the change. Unless I see something from Tortorella that says that he'll make a change, eventually he's going to have to break out his own quote. I'm getting a little tired of the 75% rule. And he's got to put a change in a goaltender because it's not looking good right now for Carter Hart.
Very interesting. Very interesting how this is going to play out. It still boggles my mind that Jordan Stahl has played for 20 years. 20 years.
Hockey guys tend to stick
Holy
around
mackerel.
for a long time.
14 years with one team. He's been there ever since. He's been with Carolina ever since the 12-13 season.
To be fair, there's a lot of rest involved.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's shifts.
Yep. And that being said, for a 37-year-old, he's been having about last couple of games, he's had about maybe 26, 25 minutes worth of ice time, which that's a little over a period of play. But you've also included one double overtime game, another overtime game. Those 37-year-old legs are starting to get a little bit heavy.
They can rest when the season's over.
Oh yeah, when you got a chance to win the cup, you're breaking everything out. I mean, I've seen guys play with torn ACLs in the Stanley Cup.
Oh yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, I don't think anybody's going to ever argue that there aren't tougher athletes in any sport. NFL, NHL. I mean, come on. There's guys who, cut my finger off, get me back in there. Like NHL guys notoriously will play through anything to get that cup.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Coming up in the 4 o'clock hour, we're going to talk some golf. Arizona men's golf with Jim Anderson will join us. Also, some good news, some great news this year this week. Some great news this week for a member of the Arizona Athletics family that a lot of people just kind of went the wrong way with. We'll dive in to that as well. DK on the Sports Tip. Dragon Ball's here with everything happening in sports in Southern Arizona, as well as sports around the world.
Well, really quick, from all of us here at Wildcats Radio 1290, we want to send the best of luck out to all 19 of the University of Arizona track and field athletes at this year's NCAA Outdoor Track and Field Championships that are going to be starting up today. Again, 10 women and 9 men get started in their attempts to claim NCAA titles out in Eugene, Oregon. After, again, the men took second place in the Big 12 meet, with the women coming in third, before the 2 squads managed to go ahead and dominate out in that West Regional. First events will go ahead and take place in the 5:05 hour here in Arizona time with the 4x100 meter relay. So again, good luck to all those out there for University of Arizona track and field. Meanwhile, the Diamondbacks did not get a good start to their series against the Marlins, and not only did they take a loss in the first game, but they surrendered quite a few runs in it as well.
First, we came out of this, and I know I'll get the follow-up question here in a second, relatively healthy, predominantly healthy, and that's first and foremost. So particularly when you're not playing, like injuries are going to happen in this game, but when you're not playing with pads, you want to limit that as much as possible. And again, no matter what sport you're playing, shoot, I got hurt in golf the other day. Don't ask how, but kind of a lie. But you know what I mean. So that was first and foremost. Second is I like the work that we got in. We got 10 quality days of practice in. You know, when you look at the amount of reps and what these guys are used to, understandably so, because it was the first year in the system, particularly for the offense. These guys got quite a bit more reps in terms of team compared to what they're used to during this time.
Yeah, that was my mistake on that. That was Mike LaFleur talking about the Cardinals finishing up their mini camp practice. But going back to the Arizona Diamondbacks, still middle of the first inning, though. The Marlins and the Diamondbacks still tied there in the middle of the first as they get started here with Game 2 of that series. Meanwhile, FIFA President Gianni Infantino recently came out today to say that his organization cannot dictate what the U.S. government who to allow and turn away ahead of this week's World Cup, even going so far as to tell those reporting on the incidents to chill and relax, quote unquote, over the visa issues. Now, this comes after Somalian referee Omar Artan was denied entry to the United States after arriving in Miami from Istanbul, with Artan slated to be the first ever referee up from Somalia to officiate at a World Cup. Infantino said, quote, "We need to respect that we are not the kings of the world who can rule over governments and police forces and I don't know what. We are a sports organization. We try to do our best with the means that we have." The United States officials, when asked about why Artan was refused admission, they say it was due to association with suspected members of terror organizations, quote unquote.
Artan also is the reigning referee of the year.
There you have it. And that's your 2020 Sports Update with Wildcats Radio 1290.
Nobody covers your Cats like we do.
Headed for the corner, he's in. Touchdown, Arizona. On the break, slide it home. Here comes the throw home. He slides, he's safe. The Cats are champions.
We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Some good news from ADOT. ADOT reports that the I-10 Ina to Ruth Ruff Improvement Project has been complete. Heads up with reported collisions at Orange Grove and La Cañada, Ajo and Mission with some westbound slowing, and a crash in Oro Valley at Tangerine and Rancho Vistoso. And for your weather, 76 the overnight low, 103 tomorrow, 105 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Brake Masters.
We're all racing to the red light, but this isn't NASCAR. Use caution. And if your vehicle needs a pit stop, just head on over to any Brake Masters stop sign. Download coupons and schedule an appointment from your smartphone.
Brake Masters. We give you an honest break.
Now that Wendy's has these new biggie deals, everyone in the family can get what they're craving, from nugs to JBCs. The parental units can get an $8 biggie bundle, the eldest who think they're so grown can get a $6 biggie bag, and the little one who can do no wrong can get a $4 biggie bites. You know, assuming they have a credit card. No, I'm kidding. We take cash too. 4, 6, and $8 biggie deals for the whole family. Only at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
Drivers who switch their home and auto with Progressive could save money and time. Other things try to do this, but they really don't. Like the touchscreen at fast food places. It's not like you save time because it takes you longer to use a touchscreen than, I don't know, someone who works there. And another thing, you'd think it would save money because they're not paying a cashier, right? But no, same price. Also, why is there an option to tip? Who am I tipping? Exactly. Anyway, even if you can't save money and time with some things, you could with a Progressive home and auto bundle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers, not available in all states or situations.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Arizona drivers know June is the calm before the furnace. Temperatures are rising and the intense summer heat is on its way. It's as certain as the next cracked asphalt road or suspension slaying pothole, just around the corner and coming quickly. But Arizona drivers know that Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is the one stop to make sure their car, SUV, light truck, or minivan is road trip ready for this summer's torture test for tires, batteries, brakes, and cooling systems. Just about every part under maximum stress. but mention this ad during June and get Jack for your road trip ready inspection at no charge with the purchase of any oil change. A $30 value for free that gives you the inspection information you need to lower your stress before heading into another summer of extreme Arizona driving. And if you already know you need tires or service, come by to the Locals Choice for the most affordable tires and rock-solid guarantees at 14 award-winning locations. Make an appointment online, call ahead, or just stop by. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, we're here to get you there.
Morning begins in the Rincon foothills. Rocking K, a master-planned community and place to call home, offering distinct neighborhoods designed to fit your lifestyle. Explore the outdoors, walk the trails, visit Saguaro National Park. Enjoy community parks and make new friends at Rocking K resident events. Walk to Vail School District's newest campus in Rocking K, Saguaro Creek. 17 model homes, 6 quality builders, move-in ready homes available from the 300s. Rocking K, designed by nature, a community by design.
I feel like I'm getting robbed when I bet the finals on a sports book.
Dude, delete that app. You need to be using Polymarket.
Polymarket?
Polymarket is a prediction market, not a sports book. You trade against other fans, not the house. That means more money for you and less for greedy sports books.
Even during the finals?
Especially during the finals. You can even trade on whether Trump or Chalamet will attend the games.
No way. What's the catch?
No catch, and it's available in all 50 states. Polymarket is so confident you'll never go back, they're giving you $50 free on your first trade.
I'm deleting my sportsbook app. How do I get started?
Download Polymarket now and use promo code LAP for $50 free for your first trade. Stop letting sportsbooks steal from you. Download Polymarket and use promo code LAP for $50 free on your first trade. Use promo code LAP.
Trading not available in all jurisdictions. Check local regulations before trading. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply.
In this market, you're either a follower or a leader. While followers settle for the average, Cumulus Digital gives leaders the edge, beating industry averages by 25%. Go to cumulusdigital.com, fill out the form, and take the lead.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus Media Station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com. We are your home for Arizona athletics. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hour number 2 of our show on this Wednesday. We'll have shows tomorrow and Thursday, full shows. We will have the first game of the College World Series for you, the early start on Wednesday. We'll have a bunch of games for you, so stay with us. I'll put out a schedule. We'll have Wednesday's first game. We'll have both the games on Saturday and Sunday, early games Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. If we get, if necessary, bracket finals on Thursday. Juneteenth Friday will be the day off in Omaha, and then the finals series will start on Saturday. We'll have the following Saturday, which will be the 20th. We'll have games 1 and 2 for you Saturday and Sunday, and then game 1, or game 3, I should say, if necessary, which will be on the 22nd. So lots of College World Series action right here. Keep it tuned. Wildcats Radio 1290. Game number 4 of the NBA Finals is going to be tonight in Madison Square Garden. The lovable, well, not everybody believes the Knicks fans are lovable, but the Knicks fans hoping for a better outcome from their team than what they got on Monday night. Let's hear from Jalen Brunson about answering in game number 2 at home to try to go back to San Antonio up 3-1.
Not necessarily. No matter what the narrative is or what's going on, we have to be professional and do what we have to do when we get on the court. We got to lock in, execute our game plan, and be together as a team. Win together, lose together. Doesn't matter what the narrative is. We have to be able to lock in and do what we have to do because we've been able to do that. And so last night was no different. Win or lose, we're going to come be here today to understand what we need to do to be better. And that has to be our mindset regardless. And win, we learn. Lose, we learn. And we understand what we have to do to be better, giving our team, giving our chance to have the ball and not turn it over, stop fouling. And like I said, just attention to detail and continue to be who we are. No matter what the situation is, we're going to sit together and we're going to execute, we're going to be better. And that's just how our mindset has to be going forward. And you never really know what the situation is going to be. You never know how the script is going to play out. But as long as we have each other's back and we keep fighting, and that's what we go for.
Now, if you are a fan of the NBA or just a fan of the Knicks or the Spurs, good news is ticket prices for this game have plummeted. Remember, they were $10,000-something for game one. Well, the average ticket price tonight is down under $4,000, $3,900. You can get in to see tonight's game four. Still a lot of money, but at least it wasn't like the $10,000+ that you might have had to have paid to get into game number two.
There's also
or three, I should say.
Some bad news that just came out a couple hours ago.
Oh, boy.
They have canceled the watch party.
So not surprising. So
yeah, well, the issue was they
can't blame this one on the president.
The Knicks wanted 499 to 1,000 fans. The city said fine, and then Dolan, the owner of the Knicks, said, "Well, we want to have more people, and it's a police state out there, and it was the NYPD's fault that the Knicks fans were so rowdy in the streets the other night, so they've canceled the watch party. So if you have $4,000 to get into MSG, you're probably going to want to do that because you're not going to be able to watch it outside."
Wow.
That just came down.
That's about 2.5 2 months and then one more paycheck in order for me to get into the realm of a ticket. So I think I'll probably pass on this one, guys. I'll probably pass on getting a ticket.
There's also the flight to New York City you have to factor in as well.
And I probably have to find some place to stay because I imagine.
And the game starts in an hour and a half, so you better get booking a plane flight pretty quick.
Are you on that Learjet? That you might be able to get there
right. Don't worry, I got the red eye. I'll be all right.
The red eye. Red eye won't get you there until tomorrow morning. So in terms of the pricing on this game, outside of the World Cup and the Stanley Cup Final, the next most expensive sporting event through the end of this year currently, and you're talking about, obviously, Super Bowl. We talked about that yesterday. Prices for the Super Bowl, this World Cup, Stanley Cup Final. Would you believe the next most expensive event coming up still is UFC 329? UFC 329. That's the card that's going to feature the return of Conor McGregor. That is on July the 11th. So that's 1 month from tomorrow in Las Vegas. Conor McGregor against Max Hollowell. Tickets for that right now sitting at right around $1,400 to get in to see UFC 329. Would you pay $1,400 to go see Conor McGregor fight?
Hell no.
No, I wouldn't pay $1,400.
Not a big fan of him, especially outside the ring.
The thing is that the if the fight itself is $1,400 just to go to the fight, I'd imagine trying to get tickets to go to the press junket is probably worth more than that because the press junket for a Conor McGregor pay-per-view is usually more entertaining than the fight itself. So I would probably say, no, I'm not going to give $1,400 to see Conor.
Real quick, before we go to another cut, DK, Jalen Brunson there talking about how they need to get better. He needs to get better. I got some stats right here. 27 points in the regular season on 47% from the field. 27 points in the finals on 37% from the field. So he's shooting 10%, but that's not the big one. He averaged 7 assists in the regular season and 2 turnovers, 4 assists and 4 turnovers. So his assist to turnover ratio, I mean, the reason that the Knicks have been so good on this run, their offensive been breaking records, is because Jalen Brunson's ability to put defenses on their heels and find open shooters in the corners, Landry Shamet, those kind of guys, has been exceptional in the postseason and during the regular season. But Steph Castle and Dylan Harper and those kind of bigger guards for the Spurs, younger guards, are making it really more difficult. So Jalen Brunson, a lot of people are saying is he needs to stop taking the air out of the ball. I mean, that's kind of what he does late in games, is he's just very much an ISO guy and very ball dominant. But as the Knicks offense during this postseason run has been very efficient with their flow offense and getting everybody open looks and everybody getting a touch. So they need to move the ball a little bit faster. And as great as Jalen Brunson is, he just needs to trust his teammates and maybe not hold onto the ball for so long deep into possessions and then force an off-balance shot.
Maybe three of those assists that he's losing is also from the fact that Karl Anthony Towns has yet to score in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So you're missing a whole
he hasn't
quarter.
shot. Like, I think he took one shot in the last game.
Yeah.
So you can't score if you don't shoot. So Karl Anthony Towns need to be a little bit more aggressive trying to look for the ball.
Brunson did have 32 on Monday, but it took him 25 shots to get to that 32 points. Victor Wembanyama.
I think, real quick, 27 shots a game for his 27 points a game is the final stat.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I got some interesting props coming up around numbers as such coming up a little bit later in this hour when we get to our betting segment of the show. Victor Wembanyama, of course, another big game for him. 9 of 14 from inside the arc in that in games in game 3 after he went 13 of 27 on twos in games 1 and 2. De'Aaron Fox on the physicality Wemby is seeing every game from this Knicks team.
If you get hit, you hit back. That's life, you know. If life hits you, you need to figure out a way to get on your feet and hit it back. Vic's, every time he rolls, he gets tagged. He gets hit. If he's trying to go set a screen, if he's trying to box out, whatever it may be, he's getting grabbed, he's getting held. It would be crazy for him to think that he's going to get open by not hitting somebody. But that's basketball. It's going to be physical. No one expects anyone to come out here and not have bumps and bruises or injuries or all these things. I don't think it's trying to be a villain, but you know that teams are going to be physical with you, so you go out there and you try to hit first.
Have you been surprised at all by Dylan Harper, Stephon Castle, Victor Wembanyama, and how kind of unflappable they've been through deficits, through all of this?
No, not at all. I mean, you get around those guys and you kind of see their personalities, and they just don't have the personalities that you would think that are just going to, just be overwhelmed by something, And I don't know what they're feeling on the inside, obviously, but what you see out there on the court with them and just when you see it on their faces when, New York's going on a run, you don't see them panic. Obviously, there are going to be plays where teams are going on a run. There's going to be a bad turnover here, a bad shot there, and that happens even with the oldest teams or the best teams that have ever played. But you don't see those things just come into effect with these guys, and that's a big reason of why we're here. There have been.
That's the first time I think I've heard anyone refer to Wembanyama as Vic. I don't think I've ever heard anybody not call him Victor.
Well, again, going back to the Mo
Wemby,
Krivas or Motias Krivas and how you need to be able to communicate quickly and precisely when you're on the court. It's not Motias, there's a pick on your right-hand side. Motias, there's a pick on your left-hand side. So Wemby, again, is more syllables than Vic. So I'm sure as the point guard who's out there and he needs, and not only that, but the uncle on the team, obviously everybody calls him Unc, even though he's only 27 or 28, not an old guy, but everybody else is 20, 21, 22. If you're trying to communicate on the court, DK, I think Vic is probably the best way to get Victor Wembanyama's attention.
There you go. Vic.
27, they're calling him Unc. I'm 32. They'd be calling me Grandpa at that point.
He's been asked about it a lot this year, and he looks at the reporter and just laughs and just with this puzzled look on his face. And I think he does have a kid now, but obviously, he's got another 8-10 years left in the league. He's not quite as quick as he was when he first got in out of Kentucky with the injury issues he's had. But yeah, I mean, De'Aaron Fox has a lot of basketball left to be played.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. At top of the hour, you heard Dragon Ball talking about the NCAA track and field championships that are about to get underway up at Hayward Field, the legendary historic Hayward Field in Eugene, Oregon. The men are on the track tonight. It is men's night to open things up. You've got right at the top the 4x100 meter event, and that will, in fact, the University of Arizona, their 4x100 squad will be in the first of the 3 heats. Top 2 from each heat will go to the final, along with the 3 best times after that. So the Wildcats need to finish either 1-2 in their heat or be in that 3 best times after the top 6 from the 3 heats are taken. So we'll see how that works out. The Wildcats have the 4th best time of the 8 teams that are in their heat. So they're going to be racing. It's going to be tough for them to get into the final on that event, but certainly something that is not out of the realm of possibility. Also, Mason Lawyer will run in both of his events tonight. He'll run the 100 meters at 6:25, and then 1 hour later at 7:30, he'll run in the 200 meters. I mean, that's probably Arizona's best shot to get some points, is to get Mason Lawyer into the final in both of those events, and he should have a very good opportunity to do that, barring anything crazy that comes up. The ladies will be on the track tomorrow for the opening of their time in Eugene. Cricket is on the track right now.
What up?
Here with us. Cricket, so did you ever watch, do you know who Gil Odd is?
No.
Gil Odd. Okay, so Gil Odd, you ever watch any of the workout fitness shows from the 1980s and 90s, like that were on ESPN, where people would be working out on beaches and that kind of thing?
I probably have seen that.
Yeah. So
what I remember is a 20-minute workout.
TK, the only thing we didn't tell maybe some of our younger listeners is that there was a time when chopping wood and workout videos was all the rights that ESPN had. They didn't have the rights to NBA. They didn't have the rights to NHL. They didn't have the rights to NFL. So they could only show a lot of peripheral stuff, and that was that
and
era.
they didn't show ESPN all day long, or SportsCenter all day long. So, yeah, the mornings would be dominated with workout videos. And Gilad was one of the central figures in the 90s. It was a show called Bodies in Motion. And he would be on the beach in Hawaii, or he would be on the rocks above the water with the waves crashing in the background, him and a couple of young ladies in leotards, and they would basically just be working out. Unfortunately, he passed away today at the age of 71. And I'm thinking to myself,
That's young.
I thought Gilad would live to be 100.
Yeah,
He was in such great shape.
Do they know what happened?
We don't know yet. We don't know. It was sudden, so you got to figure maybe it might have been a heart attack or something of that nature, but nothing official has come out. Gilad. Have you ever worked out on a beach?
No.
Have you ever laid down on a beach?
Yes. I like to tan. I used to when I was young and dumb and didn't think about skin cancer. Like baby oil. Oh, right. Sure. Yeah.
What was your favorite beach? Did you have a favorite beach to go to when you were young?
I kind of want to say, I think it was is it Coronado?
Coronado in San Diego.
In San Diego. Yeah. That one seemed clean and nice. But I only really know
they
the
let
ghetto
you on the
beaches.
island. Those, they're kind of ritzy over there.
Yeah.
They let you on the island?
It's fancy. Only if you have a tan. Only if you're nice and tan. We're like, oh, sure, come on over. You look like you belong here.
Did you ever date a surfer?
I don't think so. No, I don't.
No.
I don't think so.
No, okay.
Because I've lived here my whole life.
Yeah.
So.
How often would you go to San Diego? Was that a yearly trip?
I kind of want to say maybe I've been 10 times.
Okay.
Maybe something like that.
All
Not
right.
that often. I mean, considering how old I am, which is old. Don't ask.
All right, cricket every day at 4:12, maybe 4:16, depending on how much we talk. Tries to make you smarter, make you feel good about yourself. It is Cricket's Got Quotes.
Just a little reflection.
Yes.
There are only 2 ways to live your life.
Okay.
One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other is as though everything is a miracle.
2 ways to live your life. One is thinking everything's a miracle, and the other is nothing's a miracle?
Yes.
Okay.
Something like that.
Dragon Ball?
I believe that's Einstein.
Well, we're doing a lot of did we do Einstein last week too?
I don't think Einstein was last week, but there was a comment about his hair.
Yeah, we had a comment about Einstein's hair.
We talked about his hair. Yeah.
Oh man, there you go. I like that one. Which one do you prescribe to? Do you prescribe to? We got to start if there's any of these quotes that we prescribe to in our lives. Like, do you think everything's a miracle?
No.
No.
Nothing is a miracle.
How about you, Dragon Ball? Do you think
nothing's a miracle.
Nothing's
if things happen, they happen. If they don't, they don't.
Are we grumpy? We grumpy.
No, we're just. I mean, maybe. I don't know. There's a lot of trying to get people to respond to emails, and that's not going well.
You see, like all the hustle and bustle of everyday busy life. Like, we're like, nothing's a miracle.
Right.
What about you, DK? Miracle, everything, or no?
Yeah, I like to think that read it to me one more time.
Oh, hang on.
Yeah,
I folded it up again. Sorry.
Don't ever fold it up.
Sorry. There are only two ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other is as though everything is a miracle.
Yeah, I like to think everything's a miracle because I think everything that happens to you happens for a reason.
A reason?
Yeah.
You're one of those people.
Yeah. So that so that would be a miracle. I think everything is a miracle.
Dub, everything a miracle or nothing?
Well, I know what Einstein thought.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't believe everything is a miracle, but I also, will spend 10 minutes looking at a flower petal and just wonder myself, like, that's really cool.
Amazing.
And somehow that happened, and here we are, and I get to enjoy it. So, and I grew up in Tucson. Come on. You just look up at the sky at 6:15 p.m. and tell me what that's all about.
I hear all the planets. There's going to be a bunch of planets in alignment this weekend, too.
It's crazy. Everybody's outside taking pictures of, it's cool.
Yeah. All right. Cricket with her quotes every day at 4:12. Cricket's getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
And from the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together. Collisions reported Broadway and Pantano. Some slowing there, mostly eastbound Broadway at Pantano. Also reported Old Father north of Ina. Crash northbound La Cañada approaching Orange Grove. Off on the side of the road. And a wreck at Ahaway and Mission. Expect westbound backups. 76 the overnight low, 103 tomorrow, and 105 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Brake Masters.
We're all racing to the red light, but this isn't NASCAR. Use caution. And if your vehicle needs a pit stop, just head on over to any Brake Masters stop sign. Download coupons and schedule an appointment from your smartphone.
Brake Masters. We give you an honest break.
In Tucson, a lot of people make their living on construction sites, on the road, or working in warehouses across town. If you're injured at work, you have rights. Call 520-567-8000. Cruz & Associates, a firm you know, help you can trust.
The Dell Technologies semi-annual sale is on, with limited quantity deals on top tech. Save on select PCs powered by the latest 12th Gen Intel Core processors like thin and light XPS 13 laptops, Inspiron laptops, and 2-in-1s. Plus, get savings on select accessories, free shipping, and monthly payment options with Dell Preferred Account. Save today by calling 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here helping you beat the books with Westwood One Sports. Game 4 tonight of the Pro Basketball Finals. New York with the 2-1 series lead, and New York about a 1.5-point favorite against San Antonio. Total about 215.5. And I'm going back to the well, and I'm playing New York to win tonight. I think it'll be a tighter whistle from the refs. I think that helps New York. Give me New York minus the 1.5. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-410-6744. 800-410-6744. 800-410-6744.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
When your AC system picks the hottest day of summer to quit, Brightway keeps your home cool. Don't let an unexpected AC replacement drain your savings this summer. A new air conditioning system is available now for only $99 down, and payments starting as low as $99 a month. That's $99 down and as low as $99 a month on a complete AC system. Call today for your complimentary in-home estimate at 520-200-8692 or visit rightwayac.com today. If it's worth doing, do it the right way.
I feel like I'm getting robbed when I bet the finals on a sportsbook.
Dude, delete that app. You need to be using Polymarket.
Polymarket?
Polymarket is a prediction market, not a sports book. You trade against other fans, not the house. That means more money for you and less for greedy sports books.
Even during the finals?
Especially during the finals. You can even trade on whether Trump or Chalamet will attend the games.
No way. What's the catch?
No catch, and it's available in all 50 states. Polymarket is so confident you'll never go back, they're giving you $50 free on your first trade.
I'm deleting my sportsbook app. How do I get started?
Download Polymarket now and use promo code LAP for $50 free for your first trade. Stop letting sportsbooks steal from you. Download Polymarket and use promo code LAP for $50 free on your first trade. Use promo code LAP.
Trading not available in all jurisdictions. Check local regulations before trading. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215215. That's HIM to 215215. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Paid for by Adaptive Health.
If your windows can't keep up with the heat, it's time for an upgrade. At the Window Depot, windows are what we do. Biggest inventory, best prices, guaranteed. Found a lower price? We'll beat it. Shop in stock or custom vinyl windows, built for efficiency and style. From one window to full home replacement, we help you get the right windows for less. Lower your energy bills and stay comfortable year-round. Visit a location near you or order online at thewindowdepot.com.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, we're about a week removed now from the completion of Arizona's run in the NCAA men's golf tournament. Let's kind of find out how it all went down at Omni La Costa last week in Carlsbad. Pleased to be joined by the head coach of your Arizona Wildcats, Jim Anderson. Jim, appreciate you as always taking some time now that you've kind of had a week to decompress. What were your thoughts on this historic season for your outfit?
Good afternoon, DK. First of all, thanks for having me on. I'm definitely still excited and smiling thinking about last week. And, I think getting a chance to decompress for this week and coming on a week later is actually a great thing, because I think I might start crying if I talk to you a couple of days after. Not so much as an outcome or anything. It was just such a fun postseason. We have 5 players in the lineup and of course one sub with Connor Ham, and the 2 seniors who led the way, Philip and Zach, were both 4-year players. And Tony's a junior, 3-year player. So we've just got great culture within our team, and it means a lot to those guys, older guys especially, and getting an opportunity to not only play a regional here at home and play so well like we did and we talked about on a previous call, but then rolling that into some just terrific play and really some dramatic finishes, both to the stroke play component of the tournament, but also that first match, the quarterfinal match. It was just some, edge of your seat kind of thrilling moments that I won't forget ever. So definitely very proud of the team, definitely excited for their future, the seniors, but also the future for next year's team. But also feeling very grateful and just very strong feelings of gratitude towards the experience that we got to share together.
One of the things we talked about, Jim, obviously was that Zach and Philip had been to had played the championships at that course before. So now in retrospect, how did that help them, having played there 2 years ago, to the way they handled it and were able to operate the course this year?
Great question. Anytime you're in golf, it definitely helps to have played a course, even just once, but never mind that you've, played a competition there. They played 4 rounds plus a practice round in 2024. Now, the conditions were quite different, and I thought that Imagn Images, the golf course and the entire property, the golf course specifically matured a lot in those 2 years. It's more receptive in the areas it should be receptive on greens and surrounds, so it wasn't quite so penal to, be out of position, but you still had some very tricky short-sided shots. So that experience they picked up to lead the team and have a really, very high-quality practice round and having a very good understanding of which clubs to hit off of tees and a good understanding of where the better places to be chipping when you weren't in position really expedited the practice round, helped us all get off to a really good start in the tournament, and just really kind of set the tone for the week for us.
Jim Anderson is our guest, head men's golf coach at the University of Arizona. Wildcats were in the NCAA championships where they got to the Final Four for the first time in school history. Got off to in stroke play. Obviously, Jim, you got off to the great start the first couple of days. How does that help when you can put yourself kind of in a position where, maybe you can have a bad round or two, or you can kind of, like we saw on that last day, you can maybe not have your best round, but be in a high position to where that doesn't necessarily take you out of that top 8 qualifying position?
Yeah, I think that fast start, I haven't really hyper-analyzed that, but there's something to that, DK. And I think what it does for a team, especially in that format, because the margins are so small, like they really are. There's, a good round is 280 strokes and an okay round is 286 strokes, right? That's not that many decisions or shots or there's not that big of a difference. I think what that fast start does for us, and we, thinking back, not talking too much about 2024, is a good week then too, but we got off to a good start there. It really allows the team to kind of engage in a different way, kind of build, confidence in a very positive way. And it kind of just affirms to you as the week goes on, because it's a very long week. Don't get me wrong. It's a great place to play, but you're up early and, you're eating breakfast together and then you play and then you eat lunch together and then you rest for an hour or two and then you get dinner and it's time to get up and do it all over again. Maybe you play late the next day. But it's like, it becomes like this bit of a Groundhog Day thing. And when you're in a good flow, if this was Bill Murray's character, you're kind of towards the end of Groundhog Day where you're like, oh yeah, no, I'm having these eggs this morning and, I'm warming up this way. So I think by getting off to a good start, it just gets you into a rhythm where you feel like, and just, nothing's given to you. You have to be, reset and calibrated for each individual round, each individual hole, each shot, right? But it just gives you a lot of confidence that what you're doing is the right way to do it. And here you are up near the top and you're working towards that goal of making the 8, and then it opens up some opportunities later in the week.
That last round in stroke play was very interesting. We talked about just there, you guys didn't get off to the greatest start. You had 8 bogeys, I think, and 1 double bogey early, and all of a sudden you're right at that cut line. And it's not like football or basketball where you can call timeout, try to get everything back in line. Like Tommy can take a timeout when things aren't going right. How do you and when you and Matt are out there and things are not going well early, how do you try to? Can you even get things going, or do the guys just kind of have to figure that out for themselves? How do you? Because obviously you're with one guy and Matt's with one guy. How do you kind of try to bring things back when you get off to a poor start like that on that final stroke play day?
Well, credit to the guys and and the team, but them individually, because that takes some intestinal fortitude, when things are kind of sliding. We talk about this throughout the whole year, but we want a level of professionalism and an incredibly high level of composure when they play. And when we're playing in tournaments throughout the spring or fall or what have you, those are things that we're coaching into them in those moments for that reason. We just don't want our guys to lose their composure when they're playing, because no matter how good you think it's going or how bad you think it's going, it's probably not as high or as low as you think, you know? And so while it was really nice to start that round with several shot cushion, I don't remember exactly from the 8. I was only looking ahead, not behind us, right? But it probably was 7 or 6 or 8 shots or something like that. And, we gave a few back, but, we have a great team. We've got guys who are very capable. They have a good game plan. And that's also part of the reason you don't play just a 9-hole shootout to see who gets in the top 8. So within that round, we knew that some of the missteps that we had misexecuted, that stuff would even out. And really, I just, credit the composure of the entire team. But, naming a couple, Zach birdies 18 in an epic way. He didn't even hit the green in 2, which is the easy way to birdie that hole. He kind of misexecuted a drive. And then Taishimoto was kind of feeling like he was going to be out for that whole round. He was, 3 or 4 over par for much of the round.
Right.
His teammate William Wiestren made a few bogeys to finish, which obviously gave his coach a lot of gray hair and got me a little extra stressed. But Taishi birdied 18, so that kind of covered up a few of those mistakes. And then I can't say enough about Tony Zhang. He was walking with Coach Matt Walton as well, or Coach Matt Walton was walking with Tony rather. Those two guys put together just the most clutch finish that we've seen from Tony, and he birdied 17 and he birdied 18 with this just dramatic putt too. It was not an easy putt, and he drifted in on the high side and fist pumped it, and that really allowed Zach the opportunity to make a birdie, and it allowed Philip the opportunity to just play that final hole smart so that we were in comfortably by 1 stroke. There's nothing comfortable about 1 stroke, TK. But we didn't have to go to that messy playoff where there was 4 teams playing for the last 2. We were in and really, excited and started, celebrating for a moment, but really started focusing on that match the next day.
Jim, can you hang out? Because I want to get into the dynamics of the quarterfinal and the final few holes that Zach had to play there. Can you hang on for one more segment with us?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Okay,
absolutely.
Let's get a break in here. We'll come back. Head coach Jim Anderson, Arizona men's golf, talking about their Final Four run at the NCAA championships. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and weather together. Collisions reported Broadway and Pantano and Broadway crashed there. Slowing at the intersection, mostly eastbound Broadway at Pantano. Also, collision that occurred at Ajo and Mission and Ajo. Do expect some westbound backups, and a collision that occurred on Old Father north of Ina. And reports that Country Club at 36th Street is closed. 76 the overnight low, 103 tomorrow, 105 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Taco Bell's new jalapeno citrus salsa. Bright, spicy, zesty, impossible to ignore. It brings main character energy to every bite. Not just a sauce, it's a star. Only at participating U.S. Taco Bell locations. For a limited time only, while supplies last.
I feel like I'm getting robbed when I bet the finals on a sportsbook.
Dude, delete that app. You need to be using Polymarket.
Polymarket?
Polymarket is a prediction market, not a sportsbook. You trade against other fans, not the house. That means more money for you and less for greedy sportsbooks.
Even during the finals?
Especially during the finals. You can even trade on whether Trump or Chalamet will attend the games.
No way. What's the catch?
No catch, and it's available in all 50 states. Polymarket is so confident you'll never go back, they're giving you $50 free on your first trade.
I'm deleting my sportsbook app. How do I get started?
Download Polymarket now and use promo code LAP for $50 free for your first trade. Stop letting sportsbooks steal from you. Download Polymarket and use promo code LAP for $50 free on your first trade. Use promo code LAP.
Trading not available in all jurisdictions. Check local regulations before trading. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply.
Get your backyard summer ready with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you. First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you want to dive in this summer, now is the time to visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. First Choice Pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilder.com. Ask about our 60-day pool. To be summer ready, First Choice is the only choice.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8695. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8695. That's 800-575-8695. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215-215. That's HIM to 215-215. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Paid for by Adaptive Health.
Oh my gosh, Ted, why are you digging up the yard?
I'm looking for that stupid pipe. The bathroom drain is still clogged.
Shouldn't we call Goodfellas AC and Plumbing? You know, the professionals?
I found the pipe.
Whatever clogs your drains, leave it to the professionals at Goodfellas AC and Plumbing. The choice your family can count on for quick, reliable plumbing service using Permaliner to fix pipes and drains without digging up the yard. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, we're chatting with Jim Anderson, the head coach of your Arizona men's golf team. They got to the semifinals, national semifinals last week at the championships in Carlsbad, California, before unfortunately losing to the rival UCLA Bruins. Quarterfinal match, though, against Vanderbilt was something to watch, especially the final about 4 holes with Zach Polo dueling it out with Wells Williams. And I wanted to just talk a little bit about that particular match, Jim, because it was absolutely fascinating. And I want to start with the 30-foot putt on 15 by Zach. He's holding on to a one-shot lead there, and Wells puts it about 6 feet away, and he's essentially got to make that to keep his lead. That was about as clutch a putt as you can get in match play late right there.
You're exactly right, DK. And, I definitely think starting at 15 is a great spot. But I guess for your listeners, just giving some context, because I was hovering around all of the matches for the front nine, and then it just kind of worked itself out where being with Zach made the most sense to finish, because it looked like we were going to get one with Taishi, and Tony was doing a pretty good job of taking care of business up front with he and Matt. So I just found myself kind of hovering with Zach, and he was in a lot of control. Wells, to his credit, he was named an All-American like Zach today too, so he had no easy route to beating to winning this match. But Wells had chipped in on holes 4 for par, which halved a hole. He chipped in on 9 and 10. 10 was for eagle. So he was chipping exceptionally well. And we get to 14 the hole prior, and Zach kind of gifted one to him because he missed a short putt. He would have been 2 up with 4 to go. Instead, he's 1 up with 4 to go. Rather, that was 13. So we get to that 15th hole, like you mentioned, and Zach makes this putt, and he's 1 up at the time, and it's looking like, oh man, maybe we can get to 2 up. But I told Zach, I said, listen, Wells is going to make this. You need to be ready for him to make this because, I just had a sense that he was, a great player, not wanting to get closed out early. So sure enough, Wells pours it in from 6.5, 7 feet. Not an easy putt after Zach, his opponent, made one from 25 feet down the hill with some authority too. It was pretty bold putt. So anyway, they go to the 16th hole. It's a really, really well-designed par 3. Wells hits a good shot on the green. Zach just gets a little bit long, jumps into the back bunker. He hits a nice bunker shot out, has a look for par, and Wells makes a 20-footer for birdie. So here we go to the 17th hole. We're all tied up, and it's kind of, it's like anybody's match at this point. And it was clear, too, all the other players had showed up from the other 4 matches. It was clear it was all coming down to this match. And so, anyway, Zach hits it up the left fairway. Wells is in the fairway on 17, and that's when, the shot happens.
Yeah.
Not the shot like that the Arizona would like to remember, but a shot that Vanderbilt would like to remember. And I would call it about 135 yards. Wells hits, this is the Vanderbilt player, hits his, probably gap wedge or pitching wedge to the hole on 17, and the ball bounces once, and I'm watching in my binoculars and traces right into the hole. Like it was almost like a video game. It was like, this ball is going in, watch, here it goes, boom, right in the hole. So, and I can't say on radio exactly what I said in that moment, but Zach and I had to collect ourselves quickly, and Zach's easy. I mean, all of our guys are so great. And, I said, Zach, that means just one thing. That means we need to pick a club where we can make it 2, because it's match play. It does. And I forgot to kind of set this up a little better too, DK, but the whole crowd went bananas. I know that the Vanderbilt fans were just incredibly excited because they were very loud in a positive way. But I think even the people watching from Arizona were like, oh, my gosh, wow, what a great shot. And that's one of the great things about the game of golf is, you can applaud great stuff either side. So they were going bananas. So Zach had missed he didn't make it from 120 yards. So we're walking up, and I go, Zach, this might be great that it went in because he's going 100 miles an hour right now. It's going to be hard to settle down from that. And, that's a difficult thing to do in golf. When you get really, really excited, you got to keep your composure. I think it's probably the same for a great shooter who's on fire. You kind of don't touch him. A pitcher throwing a no-hitter, same thing, But anyway, we go to the 18th hole, and fortunately for us, it's a bit of a demanding tee ball, and his opponent missed it a little bit right. It went into a penalty area, water hazard, and that kind of opened the door. So Zach was able to play the 18th hole with a little bit of conservatism where he could not take any excessive risks in advancing the ball and still possibly win the hole. And sure enough, a par was good to win the hole, which meant we went to the 19th, and we end up going all tied up to the 19th hole. And I think building up to this, you haven't asked me, DK, but I'm in the moment right now, so I'm kind of rolling with it. Unless you want me to stop, I can stop if you need me to.
Well, let me ask you this one question because I believe Wells teed off first at 18, right? Because he won the hole at 17. So you go to 18 thinking, okay, now we may need a birdie to stay in this. He hits it into the hazard. So how quickly do you start saying, okay, now the plan has changed?
Well, in my head, and Zach's the Cal State AM champion from, a couple summers ago. So he's played match play. He understands the strategy and the adjustments to strategy too. So it wasn't like he and I stood on the tee and said, oh, okay, the tees were back, so it was going to still be a driver. There was no option to consider a different club on this particular shot. So he stands up. The only thing I remember saying, I'm sure Zach had a few things in his mind, and he's a great player. He's prepared for those moments. The only thing I remember saying to him was like, all right, let's find some good tempo, and that's because I wanted him to keep it simple, and I wanted him to trust himself in that moment. And he hit a nice drive, put himself in play off the tee, which was probably the most important thing, was just make sure this ball is on grass,
right.
Which he did.
And then I want to jump ahead to the second playoff hole because we were watching obviously here on TV and it seemed like that second shot, because he kind of hit a little bit of an errant shot over there on the top, but he had a good lie on the top of that mound. It seems like y'all talked over that shot for about 6 minutes. I was like, first of all, how long are they going to talk about this shot before they hit it? But what was that conversation like? And how long do you have to talk about shots like that in a match like that?
That's a great question. I've been told that was, like the viewers, at least the Arizona viewers, enjoyed the dialogue there. I don't remember all of what I was saying or Zach was saying. I do remember where the shot ended up, and I remember feeling really good about it. But like in those circumstances, I don't think there's truly a time limit. I mean, obviously, you can't be undue delay. But I just think that the circumstances lent itself that the player whose turn to play had the opportunity to discuss as long as necessary within reason, right? So, so I think, for us, it was more about him getting a number, him reading the lie, him feeling confident and comfortable with the decision of which club to play, and me just trying to affirm what his instinct said to him with that shot. And Zach, like I said, I can't say it enough. He's just such a skilled player with so much experience that, you kind of just try to stay out of the way when you're in those moments as a coach too. You're there to support, you're there to reaffirm, you're there to inject confidence when needed, but sometimes the wrong thing to say at the wrong time too is twice as bad as the right thing to say good.
We're chatting with Jim Anderson. He's the head coach of your Arizona men's golf team. He is the West Region Coach of the Year. That was bestowed upon him this past week. You got a All-American, obviously, in Philip Yakupchik, and some great honors at the end of the year. First of all, for you, Jim, what does it mean for you to have that honor?
Well, I definitely appreciate the shout-outs, and it is definitely a terrific honor. But I also know that any Coach of the Year award is not just one person winning it. And this is definitely something that I am happy to share with this team, this program, this community, because there's a lot of people who help us put ourselves in those types of positions. So it's really nice when you do get the recognition, and it's humbling. And I don't think anybody doesn't like positive attention, but the reality is, the award and honor that I received this week is because those guys on the road played so well, and Coach Matt Walton has been just an awesome wingman. And we had even our student coach Jackson Norwich helping a lot. He was on a really a great streak. We finished first or second every tournament this spring that he traveled, and third at nationals was pretty good. So I was telling him, hey, we needed to win one more to keep that. But all of that said, DK, I'm definitely honored and thankful for the recognition, and know that it serves as a reminder that what we do works. It fuels us for the future to continue following the blueprint, maybe tweaking a little because we do want to win that other trophy, the big one. But I know that a lot of great things happened this year, and I'm just really thankful for the memories and the opportunity to coach this team.
How would you categorize what Philip's legacy is here?
That's a tough one because the paint's still drying. I'll tell you what, I'm the guy who has to think about what next year's team looks like without Philip.
Yeah.
So he, I don't know if I've even really kind of digested it all, but he's going to go down with the all-time career stroke average. Just nipped Chris Nallen, a best friend of mine who coached here for 8 years. I think it was the third best single season stroke average. Maybe it was second behind Chris's senior year, second or third. So, what Philip did year in and year out, and especially to just put an exclamation point on his senior year, I definitely think he's going to be in that category of all-time greats of Wildcat golf. And certainly don't want to put any carts before the horse. He's making his professional debut on the Korn Ferry Tour tomorrow in Amarillo, Texas.
Oh, that's awesome.
He's such a competitor. I think he'll find his way in pro golf, and as and when he does, I know that we'll be celebrating it with pride. I hope that it's at a level where that visibility brings even more attention to our program, because it's like, oh, where did Philip go to school? Oh, Arizona. Oh yeah, that's right. That's kind of how that works. Yeah. So I'm excited to see that next step for him, and know that he's going to be an all-time great here at the U of A.
Well, it was fun to watch, Jim. Congratulations on the success of this program. You're the dean now of the department, and so, yeah, it's awesome to see the guy that's been here the longest sharing some of the best success that the overall program has had this year. And I would imagine it's back out onto the junior circuit looking for who's next.
That's exactly right. We're keeping busy, no rest for the weary, but it's a lot of fun to walk out with the A on your chest right now. It always is, but you're getting a lot of people saying, "Hey, great job," all that stuff. So we've got some great momentum. We're really excited about the future and ready to get to work on getting back. So thank you so much for all your coverage this year, DK, and always happy to be a guest on your show.
There we go. Jim Anderson, head coach of your Arizona men's golf team. Dragon Ball, tell us everything happening in sports in Southern Arizona and around the world.
Another new addition to the Beckenberg coaching staff, Emily Meinert, has been added as the team's new performance enhancement assistant coach. Again, Meinert spent was the last 2 years with New Mexico women's basketball as a strength and conditioning coach, and will look to add her experience there. Burke, when quoted in the program press release, saying Meinert's experience working directly with women's basketball student athletes, combined with her energy, passion, and commitment to player development, makes her a tremendous addition to our staff. So welcome on and good luck there, Coach Meinert. Mandatory minicamp officially finished out for the Cardinals a day earlier than expected. The team announced that they were canceling the final day of practice, scheduled for tomorrow, as Coach Mike LaFleur announced today in his latest press conference. Well, I'll talk about them now preparing for the earlier start to the season. Again, a quick reminder that the Cardinals and Panthers both play each other in the Hall of Fame game, giving them each an extra preseason game when that shows up. Meanwhile, another major setback for one of the top stars in Major League Baseball. Braves outfielder Ronald Acuna Jr. back on the injured list due to a strained left hamstring he suffered on Tuesday. Now, just in May, Acuna missed 13 games with the same left hamstring strain. And now the former MVP missed time last year due to an Achilles injury and with multiple ACL repairs in 2021 and 2024. Currently, Acuna was hitting about .251, 7 homers, 22 RBIs, and 15 steals on top of that so far for the Braves this season. I'm Dragon Ball with your 2020 Sports Update on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Nobody covers your Cats like we do.
Headed for the corner, he's in. Touchdown, Arizona. On the break, slam it home. Here comes the throw home. He slides, he's safe. The Cats are champions.
We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
Game 4 tonight of the NBA Finals between the Spurs and the Knicks in Madison Square Garden as the Knicks hold a 2-1 lead in the series. Knicks coach Mike Brown went out of his way after Game 3 to point out the foul discrepancy and hopes to get more favorable calls tonight. I've been a fan of how the series has been officiated so far and enjoy when the refs let the players play. I hope it continues, but the MSG crowd will think differently. I'm Adam Abdallah.
Yo, it's Jay Uso from WWE, and I'm Jimmy Uso. Chumba Casino and WWE are hyped for the biggest event of the summer, SummerSlam. I know, I can't wait. There's nothing better to do while we're waiting than playing Chumba Casino. Sign up today, and you could win a VIP experience with Chumba Casino and WWE for SummerSlam. So what are you waiting for? Play Chumba Casino and enter for your chance to win. Let's Chumba. Yeah.
Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in a state where it's legal to play.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. With collisions reported, Ajo and Mission and Ajo, and some usual westbound backups on Ajo Way approaching Mission Road. Other collisions, Old Father near Ina on Old Father to the north of Ina. Pantano and Broadway with some slowing there, mostly on eastbound Broadway Boulevard approaching Pantano. 76, the overnight low, 103 tomorrow, 104 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and
This
Weather.
report is sponsored by Straight Talk Wireless. Every now and then you find a deal that actually feels like a win. With Straight Talk Wireless, you get more and pay less. Now that's a good deal. No contracts, no credit checks, no surprises, all on Verizon's 5G network. Find it in the same place you've always found straightforward prices, exclusively at Walmart and StraightTalk.com.
We bring you all the news. I feel like I'm getting robbed when I bet the finals on a sports book. Dude,
delete that app. You need to be using Polymarket.
Polymarket?
Polymarket is a prediction market, not a sports book. You trade against other fans, not the house. That means more money for you and less for greedy sportsbooks.
Even during the finals?
Especially during the finals. You can even trade on whether Trump or Chalamet will attend the games.
No way. What's the catch?
No catch, and it's available in all 50 states. Polymarket is so confident you'll never go back, they're giving you $50 free on your first trade.
I'm deleting my sportsbook app. How do I get started?
Download Polymarket now and use promo code LAP for $50 free for your first trade. Stop letting sportsbooks steal from you. Download Polymarket and use promo code LAP for $50 free on your first trade. Use promo code LAP.
Trading not available in all jurisdictions. Check local regulations before trading. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Arizona drivers know June is the calm before the furnace. Temperatures are rising and the intense summer heat is on its way. It's as certain as the next cracked asphalt road or suspension slaying pothole. Just around the corner and coming quickly. But Arizona drivers know that Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is the one stop to make sure their car, SUV, light truck, or minivan is road trip ready for this summer's torture test for tires, batteries, brakes, and cooling systems. Just about every part under maximum stress. But mention this ad during June and get Jack Furrier's road trip ready inspection at no charge with the purchase of any oil change. A $30 value for free that gives you the inspection information you need to lower your stress before heading into another summer of extreme Arizona driving. And if you already know you need tires or service, come by to the Locals Choice for the most affordable tires and rock-solid guarantees at 14 award-winning locations. Make an appointment online, call ahead, or just stop by. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care since 1960. We're here to get you there.
Mechanical, the team you can trust. Call 792-9400.
When it comes to the comfort and indoor air quality of your home and office, Advantage Air Mechanical has you covered. Breathing healthy air and having reliable air conditioning is important. If you or someone you know is in need of air conditioning services or a new system installation, we are here to help. Advantage Air Mechanical, 792-9400. AZROC 214570.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215-215. That's HIM to 215-215. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Paid for by Adaptive Health. Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive can help you protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, and RV, and more. And if something wasn't mentioned that you had in mind, find out if it can be covered at progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE, because it probably can be.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Tuned to DK on the Sports Tip weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, so my Cleveland baseball team got swept by the Yankees, so don't look now. Don't look now. But by the end of tonight, the Chicago White Sox could be in first place.
Chance to be a hero in his major league debut. Tying run at third, 2 outs. The 0-1. Montgomery hits a fly ball pretty well. Deep left. And it is gone! He's won it! No chance! An opposite way! 2-run homer! Braden Montgomery coming around third! He's gonna be mobbed by his teammates. This team is something else.
He being Brandon Montgomery, who was making his major league debut. So good. Let's hear it in Spanish.
Uno con más de 10 años en las grandes ligas, uno haciendo su debut, y aquí va a batazo largo al jardín izquierdo, la bola atrás, al otro lado. ¡Home run de Brandon Montgomery! Y la historia de Montgomery comienza.
Braden Montgomery making his major league debut. It's a walk-off home run. And if the White Sox can win tonight against the A's, they're facing Chris Sale, who's on my fantasy team, so I'm hoping not. But if they win tonight, the White Sox, who, what was it, 2 years ago they lost 130 games or something of that nature, would be in first place in the American League Central Division.
How much do you hold out for that ball to be worse?
Oh.
So, like, when a big home run gets hit, we know the big milestone, 600, 700, all those numbers. But it's a rookie in his first game ever and hits a walk-off. And that home run, right? That fan out there is getting some season tickets or something out of that, eh?
Oh, yeah. I would think easily, very, very much so easily, he gets season tickets to get that ball back.
That's crazy. I mean, I remember, like, Shelley Duncan, right, in his stretch in his first 10 games. But to hit a walk-off in your first game, your first Major League Baseball game is just outrageous.
Only 4 other players had ever done that. Hit a walk-off home run in their Major League debut.
MLB goes back to like 1722, right?
Something like that.
Something deep there, yeah.
And actually, it's really interesting that it had never been done before the 1970s. Billy Parker, the first to do it in 1971, and then the other 3 are in this century. Josh Bard in 2002, Miguel Cabrera in 2015.
Hey.
Wow, Miguel Cabrera was a rookie in 2015.
With the Marlins, I told you.
Seems like he went back, and then they traded him
after he won a World Series.
Didn't they invent the term fire sale down there?
Yeah, they very well should have if they didn't.
Carlos Perez did it in 2023. Braden Montgomery, the 5th ever player to hit a home run in his Major League debut. So it was apparently it was turn back the clock night at Comiskey, or whatever they call it now, Guaranteed Rate Field. At Comiskey Park last night. So the broadcast was done in a very 70s fashion. And guess who was on the play-by-play on the TV side? None other than the great Bob Costas.
Back to the left side for his most crucial at-bat of his first game. Sends it in the air to left. It is back near the wall. It is over the wall for a game-winning home run. How about that? Talk about drama. Talk about theater.
What a ball game. And what a Major League debut for Montgomery.
I love the fireworks. I love when they shoot fireworks off at ballparks after
Did they have a
run.
microphone in that
firework? Yeah, that one sounded like it was right in the explosion.
It sounded like it. It sounded like it for sure. Yeah, how about the White Sox? Could be in first place tonight after the Tribe got swept by the Yankees.
Cherry on the Sunday, too, with Bob Costas calling it as well, right?
That's something for sure. That's what's fun about baseball. A lot of great things. The Cubs are playing well again, and the White Sox are playing well. It could be a fun summer of baseball. If you are a White Sox fan, I want to hear from you. How excited are you about your team finally having a pulse? 520.
No, I'm just saying that because I know a lot of Cubs fans.
Yeah, a lot of Cubs fans in town, not a lot of White Sox fans. Not to mention, there are still White Sox fans that are still wondering if it's okay to come out from underneath the rocks. Like, I don't know if people still talking about how Anderson got knocked out against the Guardians that one night. It's like that's the highlight of our last 2 seasons.
I was at that game. I was at that game at Progressive Field when Jose Ramirez put the whammy,
put the lights out.
That was a good night.
That's been the highlight for Chicago White Sox players. That's the only play that they will ever show for them on public television. So the fact that now they have this, it's like, oh, thank goodness we have something again. We have something.
So last night we had in our Westwood One Top plays, we had Shea Langoliers. We took the under on that 2.5 because normally it's 1.5, but it had gone up to 2.5, over 2.5 hits, runs, RBIs, and we didn't feel good about that. So we took the under. He had 1 hit and 1 run scored, so only 2. So we won on that last night. Let's get you. We've got a whole bunch of NBA plays here, so let's get them all to you before tip-off here coming up at the bottom of the hour.
I'm Pat Boyle, here to help you get the votes on Watch With One Sports. NBA Finals Game 4, and I think OG Anunoby continues to score in bunches. OG has been the most consistent scorer for the Knicks in the playoffs, with his fewest points in any game being 13. He's shooting 47% from 3 and 57% from the field this postseason. His points total right now is 16.5. He's gone over that in 12 of his 15 playoff games, including 5 in a row. I'm riding the trend. Give me OG to go over his points. I'm Pat Boyle. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
All right, his points are 16.5. So over 16.5 with OG Anunoby tonight at minus 105. Feel good about that right there, Dragon Ball? OG to get 17 or more?
Yeah, I like that. I think that's not asking too much out of OG, and he's had a pretty decent jump shot throughout this series so far. I think that's a pretty nice, safe bet compared to what we've heard recently.
Okay, I've got 2 more player props for you. Dylan Harper, 20-plus points or rebounds tonight. 20 points or 20-plus points or rebounds at minus 115. We got it at minus 115. It's now at minus 135, so it must be a lot of money coming in on that. He's averaging 13 points and 6 rebounds during the NBA Finals. Dylan Harper, 20-plus points, rebounds. We feel good about that one, J-Dub.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think Dylan Harper's been their best player other than Wemby all postseason long. Mm-hmm. So if they play him in the fourth quarter, yes. If they don't, they lose and no. Because that's what happened in game 1.
We have to hope that they play him in the fourth quarter because we're going to take that one. Victor Wembanyama under 11.5 rebounds tonight.
No.
You don't like that one.
I still think he gets at least 12 rebounds.
I think if he stays out of foul trouble, I think Wemby could maybe have his best.
He's only had 1 double-digit rebound game, I think, in the finals.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's getting banged around. He's also on the perimeter because, guess what? He's guarding Cat a lot of the times. Yep. Cat's bringing him out away from the basket. OG Anunoby as well. If you watch any of the highlights, OG sometimes gets switched off or has the assignment with Wemby, and he takes Wemby out to the perimeter and jab steps and tries to take him to the rim. So if Wemby's around the rim, he gets every single rebound. But it's more about the fouls and the way that this is called tonight. But I think Wemby's going to come in and, impose his will just like he did in that last game. You might have heard him say after the game, too, that, these young guys, 20, 21, and 22, again, are their 3 best players, might have not come down off the high of defeating the defending champion Oklahoma City Thunder quite as well as they should have in those first couple of games. But I really like the aggressiveness and the way they played. So I think Wemby's going to have a big game. 11.5, was it, or 10.5?
Yeah, 11.5.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big number, but I will say over, yeah.
Oh, wow. Since the first 2 games of the West Finals, when he had 24, he had the game where he had 49, where he had 41 and 24. Then he followed that with 21 and 17. Since that, his rebound totals have been 4, 8, 6, 10, 7 in the final 5 games of that 7-game series. 12, 9, and 8 so far in the first 3 games of the NBA Finals. But the 2 of you say we should do that, so I would think not.
Have you ever watched a full game that Victor Wembanyama played in?
Maybe 1.
Yeah, so I mean, the thing about it is he's a kid. So if Wemby plays up to his potential, yes. But again, like the way that he's been played in these last 2 series illustrates your point, DK, where his rebound numbers haven't been great in the Western Conference Finals and in the finals because they're bringing him so far away from the basket. He's also trying to affect a lot of shots on those drives and blocking them, which gets you out of rebounding position. And also the Thunder and the Knicks are both 2 very, very good rebounding teams as a whole. So it's not an easy task. You already said the numbers. I mean, he hasn't had over 12. He hasn't had 12 rebounds in the finals yet. But I just have a feeling Wemby's going to come to play tonight, and that means he's going to be all over the place.
All right, so our final play. We got 4 plays on this game tonight. I might try to parlay 1 or 2 of these. Knicks minus 2.5 over the Spurs, or Spurs plus 2.5 over the Knicks. Knicks minus 2.5 is minus 105. Spurs plus 2.5 is minus 115. Dragon Ball.
What's the over?
Knicks minus 2.5 or Spurs plus 2.5 tonight.
Give me Give me the Spurs on that one. I think the Spurs probably win this game by at least 4.
Ooh, you think they're going to win tonight?
I think they're going to win.
All right.
Yeah, I'm definitely rooting for them to win, not because I'm a Spurs fan, but because I'm a basketball fan. And the longer this series goes, it means basketball won't be over for the season.
Better basketball.
Yeah, I agree. I like the way the young guys, I think there was a little bit of a bright lights thing the first couple of games. And bear in mind, you may not remember this, but it was a one-possession game in game 1 and 2 in the final minute, right? Like the Knicks might have won that first game by 10, and they won the second game by 1 bucket, by 1 point. Obviously, when Wemby missed the shot. But all 3 of these games have been really, really close. I expect the same thing. I like the Spurs to cover the 2.5. Winning outright, I don't know. I mean, I think the Knicks have a bounce back in them as well. But I think definitely 2.5. I think the Knicks win by 1 or 2. Let's put it that way.
All right. So we've got you're thinking the Knicks are going to win by 1 or 2. So
2.5 is what the Spurs are getting.
Yeah,
is what
you're
said.
taking the Spurs. So Spurs plus 2.5. I guess we'll do that. I'm not comfortable with that, but I'll let you guys lead the way on those selections tonight. So we got Spurs plus 2.5. We got OG Anunoby over 16.5 points. We got Dylan Harper 20+ points and rebounds. And we got Victor Wembanyama under. We're going to take Victor over 11.5. I'll see what the number is on that before we get going. All right. Last night we won on Shea Langoliers because he didn't get 2.5 more. He didn't get 3 hits, runs, RBIs. We also won DK's top play, which was the Mercury plus 7.5 over the Valkyries. We won that. However, the Mercury did not win the game. Let's hear those highlights.
It's Thomas chasing after it. Thomas sat out last game with a strained calf. The 3 in transition. This Mercury team compared to the one back on May 10th, their switchability on the perimeter. They can check 1 through 3, it feels like. And Akoa Makani starting to go off. Roshan, just enveloped by Salon. Has to flip it away. It's a careless throw. Here come the Valkyries. 5-on-1. Looking to strike. Hayes to Salon for 2. Valkyries take the lead. It's Thomas. Fakes the pass. Salon on Thomas. Outside Bonner. From well beyond the arc. What a long shot and make from DeWanna Bonner. Charles there to scoop up the loose ball. KT. Clean look for 3. She catches in! McConney up top, Williams, it's Charles, they switch back. Valkyrie switching everywhere, inside, Thomas the catch, Thomas the top take, and picks up the foul. Differential between shot and game clock. It's Thomas, hurrying down the floor. Akoe McConney, back to Thomas, Thomas rips baseline, up top, Williams intercepted it! She was right there! The inbound, Copper back to Akoa Makani. 2 seconds left. Phoenix might not even get a shot up. Akoa Makani at the horn. It's no good. And another win for the Valkyries. They outlast the Mercury and close it out here at home and get the 87-81 victory.
So Alyssa Thomas and Copper did play in the game. Thomas finished with 22 points of 9 of 14 from the floor. Ka just 9 points, 3 of 11. Valkyries were led by Veronica Burton, who scored 25 points in the game, 7 of 15 from the floor, 2 of 7 from 3, 9 of 11 from the line. 25 points, 8 assists for Veronica Burton. Veronica Burton, who played her college ball at Northwestern. She was a freshman and was the Wildcats' leading scorer in their WNIT loss here at McHale Center to the Arizona Wildcats. She had 16 points as a true freshman in that game won by your Arizona Wildcats.
So what you're saying is she's also very smart in addition to being able to shoot free throws well.
Oh, she's extremely smart. Comes from a very athletic family. Her dad was the quarterback at Northwestern in the early 1980s. I believe he was if I'm not mistaken, was a TV sports anchor.
And her uncle
for a long time in Boston.
Used to read books to kids, right?
I don't know about that. Maybe.
Yeah, LeVar.
No, I don't know if that. I don't know if she's from the LeVar Burton family.
I'm just guessing.
Her brother played quarterback, or I don't know if he played, but he was a quarterback at UCLA for a number of years back recently as well. So the Burtons are a very athletic family, and yeah, it's like Veronica Burton. Yeah, that name sounded familiar. I remember I was like, oh, that was the girl from Northwestern who lit it up here in that loss. So there you go. DK on the Sports Tip, 520-848-1290. All right, when we come back, we'll talk about a great moment for Becky Burke that went a little sideways this week. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Collisions reported Silverbell near Cortero, south of Cortero on Silverbell. Palo Verde and 44th Street and Palo Verde. Collision at Pantano and Broadway, some slowing there mostly on eastbound Broadway Boulevard, approaching Pantano. 70-60 overnight low, 103 tomorrow and 104 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by Duracell, built different. From remote to automatic corkscrews, Duracell keeps you ready. Their double and triple A batteries are the only ones with power boost ingredients, built for long-lasting performance. Get the limited edition Duracell and Messi batteries in store at Lowe's, Walmart, or Amazon.
Nobody covers your cats like we do.
Headed for the corner, he's in. Touchdown, Arizona. On the break, slap it home. Here comes the throw home. He slides, he's safe. The Cats are champions.
We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
Westwood One presents Today in Women's Sports. Caitlin Clark just logged her top highlight reel moment of the season. The Phenom nailed the go-ahead three-pointer in the final seconds of the Indiana Fever's 78-76 win over the Mystics Monday. The Fever now back over 500 at 6-5. While the slower start was widely debated, head coach Stephanie White knows the spotlight is always brighter with Caitlin Clark on your team.
I don't know that the noise is ever going to be quiet. This is what Caitlin does. She makes big shots and she has big moments. And I say this often, and I think sometimes we take great players and certainly generational talent for granted. And what she did was incredible for us. She's going to have many more moments like that. I know she is. And we needed this one tonight.
The Fever are back in action tomorrow when they host the Chicago Sky. With Today in Women's Sports, I'm Amy Lawrence on Westwood One.
Mr. Big-Time Capital One Bank guy.
Mom, please.
Well, look at this Capital One Cafe. I just might move in.
Or just drop by. Capital One cafes are open 7 days a week.
I could put my spoon collection right here by the ATM, yes.
Wow, you weren't kidding, Mom.
I never kid about the spoon collection, son. Oh, hey, what's that thing you always say?
There's no fees or minimums on Capital One checking accounts.
No, the other one.
What's in your wallet?
Oh, that's my boy.
Terms apply. Visit CapitalOne.com/bank guide for details. Capital One and member FDIC.
1 in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of them. I'm also a working mom who cares deeply about making sure every child with a disability thrives by getting their access needs met. We've got a trusted ally by our side. Easter Seals provides children and families the foundation for lifelong success through early learning programs, skills training, and prep for college and career. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Join us at easterseals.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for buying gas. That's right. You can earn cash back with Upside just for buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside, and just last year, I made nearly $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get cash back? If you like extra cash, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back when you fill your tank. Use promo code TRAVEL to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code TRAVEL for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code TRAVEL for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Get your backyard summer ready with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you. First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you want to dive in this summer, now is the time to visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. First Choice Pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilder.com. Ask about our 60-day pool. To be summer ready, First Choice is the only choice.
Kohl's Father's Day gifts are so good, Dad won't be able to stop bragging about them. To his friends, to his barber, to the server who did not ask. He'll even brag to you, the person who literally bought it for him. From comfy polos to stylish shoes and more, plus 20% off across the store. Get gifts Dad'll be talking about for months at Kohl's and Kohl's.com. You've been warned. Select styles. Offer ends June 21st. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids Max Strength. Its dual-active formula has 1,500 milligrams of calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolaids spells powerful relief. 1,500 milligrams is our highest amount of antacid per tablet. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
I feel like I'm getting robbed when I bet the finals on a sports book.
Dude, delete that app. You need to be using Polymarket.
Polymarket?
Polymarket is a prediction market, not a sports book. You trade against other fans, not the house. That means more money for you and less for greedy sports books.
Even during the finals?
Especially during the finals. You can even trade on whether Trump or Chalamet will attend the games.
No way. What's the catch?
No catch, and it's available in all 50 states. Polymarket is so confident you'll never go back, they're giving you $50 free on your first trade.
I'm deleting my sportsbook app. How do I get started? Download Polymarket now and use promo code LAP for $50 free for your first trade. Stop letting sportsbooks steal from you. Download Polymarket and use promo code LAP for $50 free on your first trade. Use promo code LAP.
Trading not available in all jurisdictions. Check local regulations before trading. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply.
Done Right Services, Tucson's trusted provider for air conditioning, plumbing, and electrical needs, is hiring. Done Right Services is hiring talented and motivated individuals for manager and supervisory positions, as well as electrical, HVAC, and plumbing technicians. Done Right Services offers competitive salaries, health and dental benefits, generous PTO, a company vehicle, and advancement and leadership opportunities. Join the Done Right Services team today. Fill out an online application at donerightservices.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. The Diamondbacks are getting spanked down in Miami right now by a bunch of guys that I've never even heard of. Like literally this entire Marlins lineup. We talked about it at the top. Like who is Otto Lopez, Javier Sanoya, and literally there is not one single guy in this lineup for the Marlins that I've ever heard of. And they're beating the Diamondbacks 8-0 right now.
There's a part of that mystery. that mystery is scouting.
There you go. Good for the Marlins. They've apparently got some kids who can play.
24, 24, 26, 26, 26, 25, 27, 28, 23, 24.
Those are the ages.
Yeah,
there
and
you
at
go.
26. Nobody over the age of 28, DK. So that might be why you haven't heard of him.
All right. So 2 days ago, some really great news for a member of the Arizona Wildcat coaching family. Becky Burke, the head women's basketball coach here at the University of Arizona, about to begin her second season, put out a social media message that said simply, Burke family update with a heart, baby girl coming December 2026. Now, for maybe those of you that are not aware, Becky Burke has a wife. And she has already a young son. And so now her and her wife are about to welcome a daughter to their family. And I imagine she put this out on a number of different social media platforms. I saw it primarily on Twitter because that is our primary social media platform. And needless to say, we live in a society where not everybody, we know this. We talk about it all the time. Coaches talking about it all the time. I mean, Brendan has said numerous times, like one of his biggest jobs now as the head coach is just to counsel kids through the vitriol that they experience from people on social media. And it's crazy to think that, but that's part of a coach's job now in terms of their players. And unfortunately, there were a lot of folks. There was the majority of, and again, it's like anything else. The majority of the people that responded to what Becky Burke put out there responded with congratulations. This is so great. You two should be so happy and all of that. But, there's always going to be a few that say negative things about this situation where you've got a same-sex couple. So Becky Burke had to kind of go in reverse today and put out another post as she basically cut off the comments to her original post. And then today, it's about maybe 5 hours ago, put out another post that said this, and I'll read it to you in its entirety. It says, yesterday, my wife and I shared the news that we're expecting a baby. Unfortunately, the announcement also brought some of the most hateful comments we've ever seen. While we knew sharing our lives publicly would come with opinions, it's been disappointing to see so much negativity directed at what is one of the happiest moments of our lives. Let me be very clear. Our announcement is about something much bigger than us. Representation matters. Visibility matters. As a public figure, I take great pride in representing my community and helping create that visibility. Her community, obviously, that she is referring to is the gay and lesbian community. Our announcement is for people who have spent years wondering whether a future like this was possible for them. It's about showing people in our community that families like ours exist, that they are real, and that they deserve to be celebrated too. Maybe it would have been easier to take my post down, to be ashamed, but if you think that, you clearly don't know me. I will not let hate win. I will stand up and speak for those in our community who can't. At the end of the day, this isn't about politics or proving a point. My focus will remain where it belongs, on growing my family, our incredible support system, and continuing to live authentically. To everyone who has supported us, encouraged us, shared in our excitement, thank you. Your kindness has meant more than you know. That's Becky Burke today. And again, it sucks that she had to put that second post out there. But that's the world we live in now. There's going to be people who are going to attack negatively at things that they don't believe in.
Couple things. You said Twitter is our social media of choice. No, I haven't used Twitter for 14 years. I had a Twitter account 6 months after it released. But in the last 6 years, DK, Twitter has turned into a place where people are paid to troll. So that is not a cross-section of society. That is not the world that we live in. Twitter is a special place these days, and it's not that it's about engagement. So it's about anything that you can get will pique somebody's interest or get people, to comment or thumbs up, thumbs down. That is what they want. It's been that way ever since, 2015 is when YouTube put out their Video of the Month award. And they had to get rid of their downvote button because it was all the celebrities. Remember that, Dragon Ball? Mm-hmm. And so they got rid of it, but the engagement always stands. And so I think, unfortunately, it's a world where a lot of social media sites there are groups of people, DK, who held around in chat rooms in places like 4chan, waiting for somebody to give them the bulletin that there's a post they need to go and attack and talk about. And that's just the way that the modern internet works. So obviously, I believe that the percentage of negative, evil, comments that Coach Burke got on that particular post a couple of days ago does not reflect the general citizen of Tucson, Arizona, or Arizona at large. It's just the way that things are these days, and especially in certain realms. And we all know about how things have gone with LGBTQ the last 20 years and more recently, and it's unfortunate that there is that much vitriol and hatred, but I think I'm not surprised, let's put it that way. It's a horrible situation for her and her wife to have to go through, but I just think that that's kind of the way some corners of the internet are run these days.
Yeah, it's going to be the situation where some people are going to go ahead and go out of their way to try and lambast somebody about their life and their choices and their celebrations, and it's not appropriate. It's not something that anybody should be doing, because maybe focus on yourself and try to figure out what's wrong with your life that you need to go to other people celebrating something.
Well, that's literally the problem with insultdom, because like that, there is no self-awareness.
No, there is no self-awareness.
Yeah,
and that's
the whole point.
That's the
Blame
worst
somebody
part
else.
about it, is that no one's going to, the people that made those comments, that forced Coach Becky Burke to take the comments off of that previous post and then make this secondary post to talk about that, those people don't recognize that they're doing something wrong. They believe that in their mind, this is the right thing for them to do because they have their belief system or whatever the case may be. And they just don't generally think that, no, I didn't do anything wrong. That's what I'm doing. It's always the talk about freedom of speech versus freedom of consequence. And a lot of these people that put those hateful posts on that announcement, they don't recognize that, and they're never going to recognize it because they've never had to suffer consequence. Because a lot of them are nameless faces. A lot of them are grayed out profile pictures. And if they are, if they're willing to put their face on it, they're willing to put their name on it, they genuinely still don't think they're going to have any repercussions come out of it. But I'm happy for Coach Burke. I'm happy that they're celebrating this step in their lives and this addition to their family. And I wish her not just the best on the court, but also off the court as well.
I think a lot of people these days, fear is the point. It goes back to like what was going down in the 60s in the South, where the idea of any section of society that you're against, some people and some robots. By the way, the statistic came out today that now 51.8% of all comments online are by robots. This is a proven fact.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of those aren't even humans typing out those horrible comments. The idea is that the fear of, we don't want you to announce your same-sex couple having a child. We want you to be fearful of what could happen when you step outside is the point of a lot of those comments for some of those people. And unfortunately, you just have to show that, we respect Coach Burke. We respect everything that she brings to Tucson and everything that she's about, and just want, again, like Dragon Ball just said, the best for her and her family. And you have to support people when something like this and the horrible negative corners of the internet show themselves, DK, because, again, I don't think that represents Tucson, doesn't represent the U of A, and isn't what we're about.
John Root is with Outkick. Outkick is a right-wing sports site. You may have heard this week that the gentleman that started Outkick, Clay Travis, is leaving that company after he sold it for billions of dollars to Fox. John Root replied on Becky's post, "Children deserve a mother and a father." Becky responded to that, "Well, as long as you're in Arizona, you'll be seeing a lot of these two moms." So, again, Becky's not going to back down to these people out here that are trying to shoot down the relationship and the family that she is building with her wife, Savannah. Again, they have a fabulous little boy. He was there the day that she got the job and took over here at the University of Arizona. And we wish nothing but the best to Becky and Savannah as they get ready to welcome their little girl into the world. And we look forward to seeing her running around, hopefully, at McHale Center.
And dominating coaches shows, right? Isn't that a tradition around here?
Years to come.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Dominating coaches.
Yeah, don't leave her at school, though.
Exactly. Don't forget to pick her up, Becky and Savannah. Don't forget to pick her up at school. Inside joke from the Adia Parts era. DK on the sports tip. If you have anything you want to say about that, we got one more segment to go. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. If you want to send a shout out to head coach Becky Burke, we'd love to hear from you coming up in this final segment. We'll get you your Casino del Sol replay coming up. We will try to make sense of who any of these guys are that play for the Marlins. Some guy named Stowers hit a 3-run home run off of Ryan. Did all these guys, are they all making their major league
We are not going to be able to figure this out in the next 5 minutes. No way.
How many players playing their first game are going to have walk-offs in this game?
I don't know. I don't think there's no walk-off happening in this game unless the Diamondbacks quickly find their offense, which I don't think that's happening tonight. Cricket, can you help the Diamondbacks find their offense, please?
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Collisions in Silverbell near Cortero on Silverbell to the south of Cortero. Crash occurred Broadway and Pantano. Eastbound backups on Broadway at Pantano. It also reports that Country Club Road closed near 36th Street. Also, Country Club Road is closed under I-10 for widening work. And for your weather, 76 the overnight low, 103 tomorrow, 104 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by Brake Masters.
We're all racing to the red light, but this isn't NASCAR. Use caution. And if your vehicle needs a pit stop, just head on over to any Brake Masters stop sign. Download coupons and schedule an appointment from your smartphone.
Brake Masters. We give you an honest break.
Did you hear what we're talking about?
Mason Lawyer.
Coming down to Arizona, and at the end of the day, it came down to coach. He's been in my shoes before. He understands the drive and what it takes to be at the top level, and he's helping me get there.
DK on the Sports Tip, weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m.
Life's busy. Errands, kids, work, the I-10 grind. Who's got time to sit at a detail shop?
That's why Recon Auto Detailing comes to me. Mobile detailing keeps my car spotless without losing a minute of my day.
From mobile washes to in-shop ceramic coatings, tint, and paint protection, we're Tucson's one-stop shop for keeping your ride looking new. Convenience, care, confidence, that's Recon Auto Detailing. Ceramic Pro West, Tucson.
JT Auto, where their customers are family. Stop by their newest East Side location, conveniently located at 6947 East 22nd, just west of Cole. Open Monday through Friday. JT Auto is a full-service auto shop with satisfaction guarantee, offering you the best in tires and wheels, auto repair, oil changes, computer diagnostics, suspension and brake service, and heating and AC. Bring your car to JT Auto, where their customers are family. 372-7704. That's 372-7704 or jtautoaz.com.
A small business affirmation from Progressive. Plumbers, today will be a good day. You will be profitable. Your clients will be nice. No one will stand over you and tell you how to fix the thing they actually hired you to fix. You will also feel at peace after switching to Progressive, America's #1 commercial auto insurer. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. #1 commercial auto insurer from the NAIC's 2024 National Premium Data.
Knock, knock, Capital One Bank guy.
Wow, Charles Barkley?
I just moved into the neighborhood. Can I borrow some Wi-Fi?
Sure, Chuck. That's what the Capital One Cafe is here for. Open 7 days a week.
Oh, can I use your ATM? My dog Walker only takes cash.
Anything for a neighbor.
Can I try the catchphrase?
Sure, take it for a spin.
There's no fees and minimums on Capital One checking accounts.
Nice, Chuck. I'll take it from here. Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Visit CapitalOne.com/bankguide for details. Capital One and member FDIC.
I feel like I'm getting robbed when I bet the finals on a sportsbook. Dude, delete that app. You need to be using Polymarket. Polymarket? Polymarket is a prediction market, not a sportsbook. You trade against other fans, not the house. That means more money for you and less for greedy sportsbooks. Even during the finals? Especially during the finals. You can even trade on whether Trump or Chalamet will attend the games. No way. What's the catch? No catch. And it's available in all 50 states. Polymarket is so confident you'll never go back, they're giving you $50 free on your first trade. I'm deleting my sportsbook app. How do I get started?
Download Polymarket now and use promo code LAP for $50 free for your first trade. Stop letting sportsbooks steal from you. Download Polymarket and use promo code LAP for $50 free on your first trade. Use promo code LAP.
Trading not available in all jurisdictions. Check local regulations before trading. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply.
Texting enrolls you in recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215-215. That's HIM to 215-215. These statements have not been evaluated
regulated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Paid for by Adaptive Health.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
Vikings quarterback Kyler Murray is already asking for more reps in OTAs, saying it would ease his transition into the Vikings offense. Murray has been splitting reps with J.J. McCarthy, as has been reported from OTAs. But Murray is also reported to be the heavy favorite to win the job in Minnesota over McCarthy. At a certain point, head coach Kevin O'Connell has to make a decision so Murray can take all of the first-team reps. Any reps Murray isn't taking are hurting the team. I'm Adam Abdallah.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more. USPS, official shipping sponsor of the NHL.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, final segment of our show for today. We'll be back with you tomorrow at 3 o'clock. I do want to read, we're talking about the Becky Burke situation. And Michaela Purdue, who just got a new job, she's going to be an assistant coach at Eastern Illinois, chimed in her 2 cents. I wanted to read her and what her mom said. Michaela said, I'm standing 10 toes behind y'all, talking about Becky and Savannah, every time. So excited for you. That was Michaela Purdue. Michaela's mom, Johanna, not quite as nice to everyone, being negative to Coach Burke. Johanna Purdue said, the Purdues stand 10 toes down with the Burks, and whoever doesn't like it can kiss my ass. We love you, Coach. That's Johanna Purdue. That's a basketball mom right there.
Oh, yeah.
That's a basketball mom right there. All right, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Diamondbacks are still losing 8-0 to a bunch of guys I've never heard of. I do want to, before we get to our Casino del Sol replay for today, I did want you to hear, I do want to play the J-Dub this one cut because we do have the World Cup starting tomorrow. And I do want to play this one cut from Gianni Infantino, who is the head of FIFA, talking about, we'll do this shorter one here, talking about the situation with Iran. Iran was supposed to train here in Tucson. That did not happen. They are training down in Tijuana, Mexico. Here was Gianni Infantino on the Iran situation.
Let me say that on Iran, I'm very happy because I went to see myself the Iranian team in Turkey, in Antalya, in March of this year. And when people were saying, well, it would be impossible for Iran to come to the World Cup, I told them and I promised them that they would come, and if I had to go with a bus to Tehran and drive them here, I would do that. Their answer was, we will take the bus ourselves and drive it if need be. We qualified and we want to play. And this is the spirit of football. Now, of course, there are challenges. Of course, it's not easy. I don't know who else would have been able to ensure that in these circumstances, which we cannot influence, obviously, in these circumstances, Iran could come and play. And where Iran plays, the stadium will be full, and I hope there will be a positive atmosphere because this is football. This is about people forgetting for a moment their realities and being able to focus on a match and on a team. So I'm very happy that we managed to get Iran to come and play in this World Cup. And I'm proud of the work of my team and grateful to the administrations of the 3 host countries for having cooperated with us to make this happen. And there are some issues that we are still dealing with, of course, to make sure that everything goes in the right way.
All right, Gianni Infantino with FIFA. Iran's first game is actually at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. That will be on Monday night. They'll play at 6 o'clock against New Zealand. The Americans will play on Friday, their first game, also at SoFi against Paraguay at 6 o'clock. Things get going with El Tri de Color. Team Mexico tomorrow at noon on Fox against South Africa from Mexico City. There'll be 2 games in Mexico tomorrow. Over in Guadalajara, it'll be South Korea and Czechia.
If you think the Knicks fans are rowdy after the MSG Game 3, Mexico City and El Tri,
they're going to be
real rowdy.
That's going to be one to watch.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. That's going to be one to watch, too. Mexico, a big favorite, minus 240. Minus 240 is Mexico. I don't know. Well, maybe they'll give us a couple of plays on that tomorrow for you, but we won't. Obviously, that game will be over when we hit the air. But if there is one, we'll take it in the morning. All right, let's give you your Casino del Sol replay for today.
The Casino del Sol replay is brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
Jim Anderson, the head coach of your Arizona men's golf team, joined us on the show a little bit earlier, talking the Wildcats' run to the Final Four in men's golf at the NCAA championships, and in particular, match play, the quarterfinal match against Vanderbilt and Zach Polo battling Wells Williams down the stretch.
Zach hits it up the left fairway. Wells is in the fairway on 17, and that's when the shot happens. Not the shot like that the Arizona would like to remember, but a shot that Vanderbilt would like to remember. And I would call it about 135 yards. Wells hits, this is the Vanderbilt player, hits his, probably gap wedge or pitching wedge to the hole on 17, and the ball bounces once, and I'm watching in my binoculars, and traces right into the hole. Like it was almost like a video game. It was like, this ball is going in, watch, here it goes, boom, right in the hole. So, and I can't say on radio exactly what I said in that moment, but Zach and I had to collect ourselves quickly, and Zach's easy. I mean, all of our guys are so great. And, I said, Zach, that means just one thing. That means we need to pick a club where we can make it 2, because it's match play. It does. And I forgot to kind of set this up a little better too, DK, but the whole crowd went bananas. I know that the Vanderbilt fans were just incredibly excited because they were very loud in a positive way. But I think even the people watching from Arizona were like, "Oh my gosh, wow, what a great shot!" And that's one of the great things about the game of golf is, you can applaud great stuff either side. So they were going bananas. So Zach had missed he didn't make it from 120 yards. So we're walking up, and I go, Zach, this might be great that it went in because he's going 100 miles an hour right now. It's going to be hard to settle down from that. And, that's a difficult thing to do in golf. When you get really, really excited, you got to keep your composure. I think it's probably the same for a great shooter who's on fire. You kind of don't touch him. A pitcher throwing a no-hitter, same thing, But anyway, we go to the 18th hole, and fortunately for us, it's a bit of a demanding tee ball, and his opponent missed it a little bit right. It went into a penalty area, water hazard, and that kind of opened the door. So Zach was able to play the 18th hole with a little bit of conservatism where he could not take any excessive risks in advancing the ball and still possibly win the hole. And sure enough, a par was good to win the hole, which meant we went to the 19th, and we end up going all tied up to the 19th hole. And I think building up to this, you haven't asked me, DK, but I'm in the moment right now, so I'm kind of kind of rolling with it. Unless you want me to stop, I can stop if you need me to.
Well, let me ask you this one question, because I believe Wells teed off first at 18, right? Because he won the hole at 17. So, like, you go to 18 thinking, okay, now we may need a birdie to stay in this. He hits it into the hazard. So how quickly do you start saying, okay, now the plan has changed?
Well, in my head, and Zach's the Cal State AM champion from, a couple summers ago. So he's played match play. He understands the strategy and the adjustments to strategy too. So it wasn't like he and I stood on the tee and said, "Oh, okay, the tees were back, so it was going to still be a driver." There was no option to consider a different club on this particular shot. So he stands up. And the only thing I remember saying, I'm sure Zach had a few things in his mind, and he's a great player. He's prepared for those moments. The only thing I remember saying to him was like, all right, let's find some good tempo, and that's because I wanted him to keep it simple, and I wanted him to trust himself in that moment. And he hit a nice drive, put himself in play off the tee, which was probably the most important thing, was just make sure this ball is on grass, which he did.
Today's Casino del Sol replay is brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
Oh man, I love getting into the nuance of golf with Jim Anderson. Always great to get a chance to talk to him. All right, we're gonna wrap things up for you today. We'll back with you tomorrow, so join us for that. We talked a little bit earlier in our show the death of the legendary fitness legend Gilad. Dead at the age of 71, has passed away in Hawaii. So I wanted to end the show with a little bit of Gilad's Bodies in Motion today. For Dragon Ball, for cricket, for JW Madden, my name is David Kelly. That's our time for tonight. Thank you very much for your time. We'll talk to you tomorrow, 3 o'clock, DK on the Sports Tip. Rest in peace, Gilad.
Welcome to the new Best of Bodies in Motion. I'm Gilad. Let's go. 8 more times. 1, 2, 3. For the next few minutes, we're gonna concentrate on the thighs, on the buttocks, on the hips. Let's go. To the right, lift, to the left, out. Send that leg out, and then come to a straight position. Let's go. Out, up, back, lift, down, up. Plant the heel deep into the ground. Down, lift, pull. Drive those elbows up. Now, as you're driving the elbows up, you are feeling the chest. Chest, rest. Keep pulling the stomach into the spine, so you're protecting your lower back. And heel to the floor, and it's 8, 2, 1. Again, here's up. 2, 3. Let's walk it to a jog. Right here, into a jog. Nice and light on your feet. Let's bring the ankle to the butt. 8 more. Let's do 7 more. I'm going to be quiet for the next 4. You're on your own. Go. Up. Push with the arm.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic. Collisions at a reported river in La Cholla and River Road, also clearing on the east side. Broadway and Pantano and Broadway had earlier reports that Country Club Road closed near 36th Street. And I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need. Switch to Liberty Mutual and they'll customize your auto and home insurance so you only pay for what you need. Why pay full price when you can customize and save? For more information, visit libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty. There's only one place to catch Brian Jeffries, the voice of your Arizona Wildcats.
Previous turnaround jump hook is good. Gawaka takes away the rebound and slams it home. It's a man's game.
We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
Looking for a reliable auto repair shop in Tucson? Look no further than Integrity Automotive and Diesel. Family owned and operated, we're conveniently located on Ina just east of I-10. We pride ourselves on helping you understand your vehicle and keeping it road ready. As a Parts Plus and Mastercraft tire dealer, we offer a nationwide warranty for peace of mind. Stop by for a free AC check. Call us at 520-744-9710 or visit integrityautorepairs.com. Proud sponsor of the Arizona Wildcats radio broadcast.
For adults with Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms, every choice matters. Tremfya offers self-injection or intravenous infusion from the start. Tremfya is administered as injections under the skin or infusions through a vein every 4 weeks, followed by injections under the skin every 4 or 8 weeks. If your doctor decides that you can self-inject Tremfya, proper training is required. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions, increased risk of infections or lower ability to fight them, and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or need a vaccine. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215-215. That's HIM to 215-215. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Paid for by Adaptive Health. I feel like I'm getting robbed when I bet the finals on a sportsbook.
Dude, delete that app. You need to be using Polymarket.
Polymarket?
Polymarket is a prediction market, not a sportsbook. You trade against other fans, not the house. That means more money for you and less for greedy sportsbooks.
Even during the finals?
Especially during the finals. You can even trade on whether Trump or Chalamet will attend the games.
No way. What's the catch?
No catch, and it's available in all 50 states. Polymarket is so confident you'll never go back, they're giving you $50 free on your first trade.
I'm deleting my sportsbook app. How do I get started?
Download Polymarket now and use promo code LAP for $50 free for your first trade. Stop letting sportsbooks steal from you. Download Polymarket and use promo code LAP for $50 free on your first trade. Use promo code LAP.
Trading not available in all jurisdictions. Check local regulations before trading. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply.
The American Red Cross has an urgent need for blood donors to give. Donors are needed now to make sure patients across the country receive life-saving care. There's no time to wait. Make an appointment today to give blood by using the Blood Donor app, visiting redcrossblood.org or calling 1-800-RED-CROSS to schedule your donation.
Nobody covers your cats like we do. We are the home of your Arizona Wildcats. KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Wildcats Radio 1290 Studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.